and welcome to the Talk to Me America show where the world wants to know what you have to say, so call me and tell them like it is. I'm DGddss, your hostess, and it is Thursday night, 7 p.m. Central Time. Just a few minutes after. Boy, did I have some technical difficulties today, but I managed to be almost on time. I slid right in there. So I hope everyone had a great week from the time that I talked to you last week, and everyone is ready to talk about what's going on. And of course, since I'm a 1A aardvark, I actually have made a couple of t-shirt decals for that. Anybody be interested in merch from the goddess? You know, just the stuff that I say, like word salad sandwiches and such. In fact, I can show you some of the prototypes, I guess, if you want. But I'll talk about that later. Maybe. That's just, like I say, things I'm planning and looking at and just messing with sometimes. I'm having problems with Odysee tonight, as I can see. If it isn't the not being able to hear me. Uh-oh. If it's not being able to hear me, then it's not. Then the chat just went kaplooey-blooey. Let's refresh it. Waiting for Odysee. I hope it just refreshes the chat and not the whole page. Anyway, once again, welcome to the Talk to Me America show where the world wants to know what you have to say. So call me and tell them like it is. Uh-oh, where's the music coming from? I have no idea where the music is coming from. Okay, fun day. Like I told you before, I've been having all kinds of problems with the tech today. The tech has really given me a run for my money, and now all of a sudden I have music I don't know where the hell it's coming from. Kind of like my brain. Can everybody even see me or hear me? And I'm not even playing that music. I have no idea where that's coming from. Not one clue where that came from. Did somebody hijack me? It wouldn't surprise me. Okay. Alright, I gotta open up one more. I gotta open this up again. It just signed me out of Odysee. Okay, what is the deal here? Hang on just one second. Anybody on any of the other platforms other than Odysee can tell me whether or not they can hear me or see me or not. I'm seeing myself, but that doesn't mean the world can see me. Hang on, let me pull Odysee up again. It's been so long. So long. Sorry about this, guys. Like I say, I started it out with saying I've been having technical difficulties all day long. It's almost as if we're over the target somehow or another. Yes, I did mean to log in. How in the world did that... What is going on? There it is. Okay. If you're having trouble starting a stream. No, I'm not. I don't know what the trouble is. I'm having trouble watching the stream. I am so sorry for the technical difficulties, my friends. 451 actual. Can see and hear, and music is gone. Yeah, I have no idea where the hell that music came from. Not a clue. And it looks like it didn't hurt anything, but Odysee's giving me problems again, as usual. I hear that they've changed hands yet again. Somebody's gonna have to tell me what that means for us and me and everything like that. Like I say, my monitor is looking pretty bad for that. Everything else is running smooth. I don't see any pixels or anything like that on any of the other platforms. So, Odysee, come on, man. Get your yellow. 451 actual. Okay, I'm going to do my shout outs. Hey, I see somebody I want to talk to after the show. If you're available there, Space Pirate Yvonne, welcome. And like I say, I'm going to do my shout outs now that I've got this, that it looks like it's working properly. The other channels didn't, nothing hurt them. I don't know what the hell happened here. And I have a zero idea where that music came from. I've never even heard it before, so is somebody hacking me? It wouldn't surprise me. I've got a couple of videos for you, Muko, so hang around. You weren't here last week. I did one for you. I saved it again for you just in case I saw you this week, so hang around, Muko. The new blockchain Odysee will operate as an airweave. Not sure what it means. They seem to like decentralized information. We will see. Well, they just made me sign back in again, even though it didn't, like, seem to affect the live stream. Even though I couldn't see myself doing anything here, you guys could see me, which is actually all that matters. I'm wondering what that actually means or anything like that. What do you use computer for? Cyberbullying. No, I would never do that, Mr. Tizo. Odysee is having problems for sure. Okay, so, well, that's another good reason and why I actually try real hard to grow. And, again, I've been full of technical difficulties today, even to the point of having to reset my drivers for my new video card. So yeah, I'm having problems. I hate to even think about this, but I guess I'm gonna have to beg for new monitors now because the monitors are quite old. And based on what I've been told and what I'm reading, I'm having problems in between the card and the monitors. And I had to get different adapters and stuff like that to actually even fit in the monitors from the new card. So you guys know what that means usually. All right, so I'm going to quit complaining about that for now and do some more shout outs. Like I say, once again, 451 actual. I can't really call you my metal man anymore. I don't hear you play metal music anymore. What can I call you now? My rant, my raving, ranting, whatever. I'll think of something. When I like you, I give you a nickname. It might sound shitty, but it's not. That's because I love you. American Dream 2.0, welcome to the show, Mr. Tizo. I think I saw Sparky the Welder, Judas 69er, Muko. Like I said, I've got a couple of videos for you in just a few minutes. Hang out, ones that I know that you'll probably either love or you'll take clips from and make memes out of them. The Muko is our kitty communicator, both spelled with K's. Let's see. Missing anybody? True Sanity, welcome to the show. Yep, Sparky. It's been a long time, Truth. I haven't seen you in a while. And yeah, Sparky the Welder. Oh, Pitbull Doorbell was here as well. He was second. All right, welcome everybody. Welcome to the show. Don't forget to check out Reverend Rant, Magical Trevor, Tom at America Floats. Oh, that's right. 451 and Kevin's Chaotic Coffee actually now do a show together in the mornings. The Rant Show, it's, what do you call it? No Prisoners Podcast. Okay. Red Dawn Radio, The Drunken Rocky, which of course is on after my show. Pastor Chatelet, of course, my main moderator here. Welcome. And of course, if he's here, that means the Pond is here. Hiya, Pond! Come on over and give me a number or two, and then you can go right back over there or play them both. It's not like you can't do tabs or more windows. I've got more windows open than I've got brains tonight, so and I still don't know where the fuck that music came from. That's gonna bug me. I'm gonna look for that now. I'm gonna probably have an all-nighter looking for that shit, where the hell that came from. All right. Some guy from Maine, and then of course Rugaru and Not Maybe, who handles up on the Pure Blood Media Group, which is the TV guide, news media. We got affiliates. You can go directly and see who's on air immediately when you decide you want to see something. And of course, if there's your favorite's not on there, you can go ahead and go to the TV guide and discover somebody else new that you might like just as well or better. I see also too that we're growing exponentially. You used to be able to see me right in the middle. Oh, excuse me. There you go. See, I told you. 'Cause I'm a blonde, yeah. Anyway, like I was saying, Pure Blood Media Group, the TV guide, the news. I get a lot of my news from here. Oh, wonderful. Loving that. The happening. Oh, okay, that's Oomtown, how obvious of them. But I'm sure that they think that people don't notice stuff like that. I'm sure you can see what's on the screen at the moment. I'm not going to talk about it. But yeah, make sure that you at least go over there and click and check things out. Pure Blood Media. And of course, there's, I don't know, what do you want to call it? We have our mission now is to try and get in with a lot more of the mainstreamers that are bucking the system. And actually, that's not a bad thing. It's also a way to make sure that these folks are not just controlled opposition. You know, to give you the thought in your head that we actually have the choice. There, Rocky. Welcome to the show. Once again, don't forget to go to see Drunken Rocky's show after my show. I'll send you over there when I'm done. They start around 9 o'clock. And of course, don't forget, like I say, you can also advertise on this a website now, and again, share it. They've got, like I say, you can advertise. You can. There's several charities, I do believe. I see we're talking about Russell Brand, and I actually will talk about Russell Brand today. Mainly because, again, it's a subject and a topic having to do with the First Amendment, from what I can tell. So, you know your monitor's old when you're still using these cables. Do you mind if I blush? At least one of them still has that. But hey, man, they have a little bit of nostalgia for me. My son gave them to me. My youngest son gave them to me, and that actually is awesome. That's an awesome thing when your kids give you gifts and stuff like that. I appreciate it, and I want to try and use them for as long as I can, because actually they serve the purpose. They could be a little bit bigger, especially now that I'm expanding a bit. So once again, I'm financed by all you guys out there, so you know, you want to see the show get better. I'm not going to take any real sponsorships or anything unless they let me do what I want to do with them. And again, I still might not. In fact, like I say, I was watching one of Salty's actual videos today, and he segued into a commercial, and it was like, I understand to a point, but at the same time, ugh. It was like, oh man, that just, Pastor Shadley over there on Kick. Actually, I am on Kick. I am on YouTube now. I'm on Odysee now that Odysee has decided to act appropriately. Although I do see, oh no, everything, okay, yeah, good. And of course, I'm over there on Rumble. We love our lurkers. Zoot Suit Cooter, welcome over there on YouTube. I do believe this is the Jewish New Year, Rosh Hashanah. So I don't think we'll be seeing our friend Hallie in New York today, but that's okay. I'm sure she'll catch up with us and let us know how things are going up there. I'm pretty sure. I'm just glad that she's not too afraid, I guess. She's still, she's still not going anywhere. She's got her job, evidently, she sees it, but it's not bothering her too much yet. I just wish her the best up there. She really is a sweet lady. She seems like one anyway, and she's based as shit, so, or whatever you call it. She's based. I like that. That's no problem. All right. DVI technically has a higher refresh rate and larger pixel palette than VGA. Yes, I know. That's, like I say, I'm going from DVI to VGA. and even what was the other one? HDMI. Yes, I have older monitors, so please excuse me. In fact, it's reminding me of that. The only thing that really messes it up is when I open up my OBS. Everything else seems to be okay, so far. But yes, it does give me trouble. All right, Muko, are you still there? Please respond. Until he responds, once again, thanks again for being here. Don't forget all the convenient ways that you can actually support my channel. I try to make it more convenient and give you more choices for you to take, to do if you can. And then, of course, it's more work for me trying to keep up with all of them. But I'm doing it so far. Of course, I got a little bit of help. I have my own accountant, if you will, way better with numbers than I am. For some reason, you can't grab my GIFs. I don't know why. Did Muko leave already? Alright, let me know when he's there. All my memes belong to 451 Russian bot. Welcome to the show. Okay, again, like I say, my channel is completely supported by you guys, and of course it sounds to me like I'm fixing to need new monitors now. It's always something. I'm sorry. But, like I say, I can't, it seems once again, I can't grow any further until I get that now. So, little by little, I've been getting my little stuff. That's cool. I'm patient. I don't have to have everything all at once. But it is completely supported by my listeners, my followers, anybody that's on here, anything like that. Every once in a while, my dad will slip me a buck or two. But, what can I tell you? You can super chat on Rumble. You can super chat on Odysee. I have Ko-Fi, which comes highly recommended by Pastor Chatelet. And also has a monthly option. Odysee also has a monthly option. You can buy me a milkshake. I do drink coffee, but I still like my milkshakes. I think I'll keep those. For the diehards, there's PayPal, and you can also scan my little thingy below here. You see it? This thing with the green $ in the center. You can scan that for my Cash App. And, of course, thanks in advance and afterwards. A lot of people have already taken care of me, and I do appreciate that. Best thing to do, though, is make sure to share. The main thing is to try and get this channel to grow and get more people calling in and exercising their First Amendment rights. They've really tried hard. Thank you, True Sanity. I appreciate that. You get one of these. I'm so proud of that GIF. I made that myself. Actually, I made almost everything that you see on here myself. And I've had a little bit of help from AI. I actually found, believe it or not, they are improving this. I'm not sure what this means, but I literally found an AI site. It's free, that does logos and things like that, and actually has gotten pretty good at doing words. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find one for you real quick. I'll show you. But yeah, I was blown away. Like I say, one of my famous sayings, I guess you could say, and I've actually even made a meme of this, with regard to our vice president, if you will. AI did this. Can you see it? Yeah, AI did that for me. And it put the words in there and everything. I forget what it is. I'd have to pull it up and look it up to see which one it is. But I'd put that on a t-shirt. That looks like a really cool decal or sticker even. And of course, I want to put around the top, how did anyone order a word salad? And then the little sandwichy thing there. So it looks like part of the salad and everything like that. And of course, I made the mistake the other day. I'm an A1 aardvark, or a 1A aardvark, which actually I'm a 1A advocate, First Amendment advocate. But I said aardvark, and I like aardvark, but I like aardvark better. So I came up with a couple of them. I'm gonna have to switch some of them around and maybe do some of the wording myself. But it even made a t-shirt for me. Or he's actually wearing this. I'm an A1 aardvark. Even it's stuck an A in there, but I mean that's easily fixed. And if you do it again and again and again, it actually eventually gets it right. So Lizzie Longtoes, welcome, my famous friend. How are you this evening? Appreciate you being here, Mr. T. So I love the little thingies. Lizzie 12 Toes. Oh my goodness. Woo! Can you imagine? I was going to say, you probably could swim quite well. So yeah, I've been playing with AI and trying to come up with some merch. Do you guys like those designs? I have others. I'm not going to actually use the naked aardvark, but I thought it was cute. And I wanted to show you how cool, how much they've improved the AI to the point of where it actually will, it's actually better at doing words now. I don't know how scary that is. 12 Toes. Space Cowboy. Welcome to the show. I appreciate it. And of course, don't forget, like I say, share me out, X me out. I even had a chance to X me out, even with all the technical difficulties I had today. Okay, I am going to open the phone lines because this show is actually about trying to get you to talk. I've got a big mouth. I never shut up. So, but that's my mantra, and it's because of the fact that I am a true A1 aardvark. I like that. Do you like it? Do you like that? Ebtide. I don't do palm readings. Why would you think I do palm readings, Ebtide? I mean, I can. I know some of the basic little things, like if you have an M in the middle and all this other stuff, but I don't do that stuff. That's not, I don't know. I don't remember Christ ever doing that. Okay. Oh, Muko. Did Muko ever come back? Muko. I wanted to show you these videos, Muko. Let me know when he comes back. I'll interrupt myself. What the hell? All right. First off, and again, another person that they're trying to shut down and actually take away his ability to live, to support his family. It's almost as if they're trying to put him on the streets now because the United States hasn't done this yet, but they're depending on, I guess he's still a citizen of the UK and the EU. And they're trying to shut him down. Where am I? They're trying to shut him down right now based on stuff that happened before, supposedly, that he had changed. Very cute, been banned. I can see sometimes why you guys get banned for stuff. Of course, I don't get me wrong, I love it. And and I'm one of those type of people that if I don't like it, I'll just ignore it. Unless you're hurting someone. If I don't think it's funny, I won't laugh. I just don't understand why people think they have the right to go around telling other people how to whatever. Mind your own business. But yeah, I was gonna say, I got into a little bit of an argument about this Bobert thing, and I'll talk about that here in a minute too. I've got that's on the roster here on my notes here. But I'm gonna tell you my take on Russell Brand. To be honest with you, for all intents and purposes, when he came into the scene, thought he was a weirdo. I started listening to his work after they kept suggesting him to me on YouTube. Like, he would come up on salty videos, he would come up on ABL videos, and then I started hearing people saying, oh yeah, man, he's really changed, he's not a lefty anymore. It's like, because, the Hollywood type, and I've been ignoring Hollywood since the late 80s, 90s, when I figured out that these people were making money on all of these charities, and I don't care which one they were. So, let's see. Offended. Please write everything that offends you on the whiteboard. The what? The whiteboard. Very funny. Very funny. Okay. Still waiting on Muko. All right. But yeah, they kept suggesting to him, and of course, I always try to listen to everybody at least once, and I'd heard folks talking about how he's changed. Do I agree with everything that he says, and do I listen to everything that he says? No, I don't have time for that, of course. But you know that they are after his free speech now, from what it sounds like, to the point of the government's inquiring and demanding that some platforms take away his ability to make a living with his speech. Now, first and foremost, and he'll tell you this himself, he's a comedian. All right. So, but I'm hearing all kinds of comedians that are actually funny, even when I don't agree with some of the things that they do or say. But they are still funny, and most of them are pretty based. But you know, you're not meant to agree with every single thing. You know, I still can admire a person for their work and the fact that they have the nuts to get up there and say shit that's different than the establishment, and then stand up to the establishment when they try to, I don't know, tie you down, try to cancel you, try to make it to where you can't make a living, or, you know, that you'll end up out on the streets. I mean, they really don't really care. I mean, look at all the homeless people. You don't think those people chose that, do you? Some of them might have, but again, it's kind of a double-edged sword if you think about it. A lot of them chose that because they wanted to get out from underneath the government's thumb. They couldn't do it anymore. Ask them. Ask some of them. They'll tell you. In fact, Space Cowboy has even mentioned that a lot of them choose it because they want to be off the grid. The government's going to pay for them anyway. Why not? Right? Yeah, a lot of people think that way. So yeah, the government's inquiring and demanding that some platforms take away his ability to make a living with his free speech. Thankfully, I'd say this sounds like they reached out to TikTok. Sounds like they've reached out to, I know, well, YouTube didn't even have to be asked, it didn't sound like. And if they did, they're not leaking any of their information about it. Like, I believe Elon Musk on X, or the platform formerly known as Twitter, which still says twitter.com when you go to it, they told the parliament or whatever it was to kick rocks. Because, I mean, parliament wasn't, they weren't overtly telling these platforms to do so. They were, but the way that they put it, and the fact that they were asking for information. Are you guys gonna do the same thing that YouTube did? Are you guys allowing this man to make a living? Are you paying this man? Does he have any kind of partnerships with you and everything? It's like, almost like as if they want you to hang yourself. They don't know this information already. I find that hard to believe, first of all. I really do find that really hard to believe, first of all, that they don't know. But I think that might be the point. They know, and they want you to incriminate yourself so that when any backlash comes, see, well, we just asked questions. You're the ones that said this. Very, very sneaky, it sounds like to me. So, again, like I say, Rumble, again, another company told them to kick rocks. Because, you know, I believe, yeah, both of those companies are American-based companies. Now, I'm sure that they, you know, have the international laws, rules, and everything like that. But, you know, it's just as easy to not have that platform there anymore. I mean, they would cut it off. They would probably think of cutting it off themselves anyway. Don't you agree? I know that when all else fails, this is the kind of stuff that they do. And, of course, you know why they're trying to, they're now supposedly attacking this man who actually has admitted his sins, is going through and has gone through and has even talked to the same people I'm going to show you that he talked to, which I'm sure is one of the reasons why they're going after him. It took them actually 6 months almost to even come up with someone or some kind of text or anything like that to even start accusing him after he was on Bill Maher's show, and then after he talked to JFK Jr. or RFK Jr., one of those, whatever Kennedy is trying to run for president and being blocked at every at every turn in the Democratic Party. All right. Greetings. You're on the air.
Hey, it's 451.
451 actual. The man from... Let me see if I can remember it. Man, I'm so used to the Big Dick Energy Brigade. I can't remember the new one.
No Prisoners Podcast.
No Prisoners Podcast. There you go. Plug yourself.
All right. Yeah, so Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Myself, Kevin from Kevin's Chaotic Coffee, and Feisty Ace, when she's able to return full-time. She's, we'll be doing a three-person panel. We basically just kind of disassemble narratives and, do some deep dives on stuff, and you get the rants from the BDE Brigade. And I still showcase music and, stuff like that. So, yeah, it's a lot of fun. Come and hang out.
I try to in the mornings if I get up early enough.
Yeah, it's all good.
But good. But they support everyone else too. When I do go there, they're talking about the Pure Blood TV and all of that stuff. Boy, is my brain fried today.
Right, me too.
Whew. Well, like I say, I had lots of technical difficulties today, and it was in panic mode. So yeah, your brain it takes a while to come off of a panic mode like that. Hey Hal, welcome to the show, man. So you called also. I'm sure you called to do more than plug yourself. I just told you to do that.
Oh, well, I appreciate it. Yeah, so I actually wanted to show you this. It doesn't have anything to do with Russell Brand. I'm going to drop it in your Odysee chat right now.
Okay.
But the diversity hires in New York City had one job, and they fucked it up in a glorious way.
Oh, yeah, I actually do believe I have that saved. I was going to feature that. Are you talking about the flag that said,
yes.
Glorify urine? Yeah.
Glory to urine.
Glory to urine.
What is going on? Like, this is the kind of stuff that makes me think that we're watching a movie. Like, people just can't be that stupid.
Are you kidding me? Put it this way. I think George Carlin said it the best. He said, take the stupidest people that you know and multiply that by 50. And then double it, because there's 3 to 4 times more people than you even would even think about that are that stupid. Yeah, it could have been intentional.
Yeah, Sparky said it could have been intentional. I agree. It could have definitely been intentional. I just think it's hilarious.
It could have been, but I don't know. It could have been, but I mean, the people that are actually working for that particular regime are just. They're horrible. I mean, if KJP is any example, or even the redhead before her, who else? That other guy that goes up there every once in a while and starts talking word salad sandwiches. But yeah, KJP's gotten to the point of where she won't answer questions. I'm not getting into that. No, you don't deserve to know about that. We don't have to tell you about that. You have to refer to somebody else about that. She never says anything except for that the president's doing the best job. The president's doing the best job. She's a fucking robot.
Right, exactly. Yeah, they just like wind her up. It's like fortune cookie answers. You know what I mean? Like you just keep getting the same 3 sentences over and over again. You know what I mean? Like that.
Actually, I've never gotten the same fortune twice. You'll have to come up with a better metaphor than that.
Yeah, well, I have come up.
Oh,
I have had the same one. Yeah, you'll do better in real estate than in stocks. You've never gotten that one?
No.
Oh man, I've gotten that one like 3 or 4 times.
No, I've never seen that. Usually the ones that I get have some kind of prophetic that you're gonna help somebody out, or your brilliance is going to shine and what is it, and inspire others or some shit like that. And then of course, I don't know if you guys have ever done this. The habit throughout our family and friends and throughout that is like when you read the fortune cookies, you write or you add the 2 words at the end, in bed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we always play around like that. But no, I've never seen anything telling me I was going to make any money.
Right.
I don't know if I would believe it anyway.
Probably not. But yeah, so I thought that was hilarious. With the Russell Brand thing, I'm kind of like with you. You know, guy was a former lefty, apparently got red pilled. You know what I mean? And started pushing the narrative, and now they're coming after him.
Yeah. Well,
So
I've seen a few things that actually leads me to believe that he's at least starting or has seen something that's turned him to Christ.
yes.
So,
Yeah.
and I'm fixing to show those too. As far as that goes, there's a few things that I'm going to show you with things he said, because I believe that these are the things. Like I say, it took them 6 months. It takes them for freaking ever to do this stuff to begin with.
Right.
Because
exactly.
the two or three clips that I have are from 6 months ago at least. He was on Bill Maher's. He's been on Bill Maher's show almost every year since, what was it, 2014 or something like that. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you tend to find that kind of shit out when you're not looking for it. You're looking for one other thing. You're looking for a clip or two, and then you find out every other thing in the possible that Brandt has done. It's like, dude, I'm just looking for this one thing. It took me forever. I need an assistant.
Right.
That's one of the reasons why I don't do this more, because having to do this every day, all day long, I would never do anything else.
Right. It is time consuming. That's for sure.
My husband would kill me. No, he wouldn't.
Yeah.
He might divorce me. Like, he might leave. I gotta pay attention to him and cook for him at least once in a while.
Right. Right. No, I got you. Yeah. No, it is good to have a balance. It is definitely good to have a balance, especially like kicking off this pure blood media thing, like really kind of taking it to the next level. You know, like it's been a lot of time consuming stuff. We've all kind of just had to take a moment there in the past few days and just take a breath.
The best part about that, though, is that you got a team.
Yep.
I do all of this on my own. I don't have any help with this except for a little bit of the finances, and that's not a real big deal.
Right. Right.
At the moment. Anyways, yeah. So, but I mean, I love it. I don't mind it so much and everything like that. But there's sometimes when I actually almost feel guilty because I've got to be doing other things, and I work away from the keyboard a lot. And I'm actually being called away from the keyboard more and more. I thought that this was supposed to be what I'm doing. And of course, it may be temporary. I try not to ask questions, but at the same time, you try to make plans. You want to be there for everybody.
Right, exactly.
And and of course, success at this is, well, to get any business started, anybody that's had a business that didn't just fall into it somehow or another, or just get it, inherit it. When you're starting a business, especially as a small business owner, you have to literally eat, sleep, think, shit, shower, whatever else you do, the business to get it started. You're either in a planning stage, or you're developing something, or you're coming up with something, you're writing a note. And if you don't have that discipline, it never gets off the ground. So I've gotten this far, and of course I wouldn't be this far if it wasn't for the network here, especially on Odysee, and the people that actually continue to join us and grow.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing too, is that it's just tough right now for everybody. You know what I mean? Like, everybody is feeling it.
Oh, sure.
I saw a video today. I'm so blessed, to live in Texas, where we can get our red meat for a relatively, reasonable price still. I saw somebody.
I want to know where you're going then.
Well, comparatively, like, I saw a video today of somebody just like praying out loud in a Walmart because they were paying $80 for 2 ribeye steaks, like thin cut ribeye steaks, $79. I was like, what? So yeah, that's insane. So it's just like everybody's feeling the squeeze right now. But I think if we can just keep plowing forward and try to just keep making content, once we make it through this, it's gonna be amazing. So,
well, to be honest with you, everybody hits plateaus, but to me, it's been amazing. I mean, don't forget, we started out with a flyer, an e-flyer that Rougarou made for what, 5 of us?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was me, you, Pastor, of course. Actually, it didn't even. I had to tell them to put Pastor on there. But it was me, you, a couple of people that aren't with us anymore. But I mean, it's gone. I mean, the people that have left have been replaced like tenfold.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
So
exactly.
I mean, it's amazing, and like I say, we still, despite the slowdown and the plateau, we're still growing, and there's no end to me that I'm seeing anyway of the ideas and the efforts that everyone's putting in.
Oh yeah, and then I'll just say this.
I wish I could do more. I feel guilty. Like I say, I feel guilty sometimes.
Right. No, I mean, yeah, and you do a lot. I mean, there's a lot of people hanging out with you right now. 26. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. You know what I mean? Like everybody's here to come and take in your content. I love what you've done with your show, especially like going back to the very, very, very beginning. You know what I mean? Like, just to see how far you've come, and really, it may not feel like a lot in the midst of it, but I love, everything's organized and you go through it, and like you said, once you get the numbers and you get more people to call in, which you guys should be calling in, by the way, just do it. It's fun. Just have a conversation.
Get your friends to call
she's super
in.
Yeah, she's super laid back. Yeah, definitely do that. And yeah, so just to see like how it's structured and to see you take on more calls, it's going to be awesome. So I'm and I don't mean to sound any way, but I'm proud of you. I think you're doing an amazing job. So please keep it up, because I think you're doing an amazing job.
Well, I take that as the highest compliment, because I've watched your success and I've watched you grow too. In fact, it's kind of funny. Now, I don't know if anybody remembers this guy. I know Pastor does, but I only mentioned him. I see him every once in a while, but Mick Higgin. Anybody remember Mick Higgin? Mm-hmm. I don't see or hear him being called out on Salty's show anymore. When I do get a chance to listen to Salty. And when I see him pulled up on Odysee now, he never has any viewers anymore. When he does live or something like that, I feel bad.
Right.
What does he do? What happened? Why is he?
I don't know.
Not. Okay. Have no idea. What can I tell you? ST7 Live. What is that? Space Yvonne. What is that? Somebody was live streaming. What was it you guys were live streaming the other night? Salt Fest, was it? Did I miss that? Or Saturday?
Oh yeah, it was on Saturday. Yep.
Oh, okay. I only caught like about an hour of it or something like that while I was getting ready to go to work.
Yeah. No, it was a lot of fun, and it was a learning experience, and there was lots of shenanigans to be for sure. So,
in fact, the funny part about it is one of the reasons why I stopped on it. For some reason, I saw Space Pirate Yvonne standing in the middle of the screen, and then when he realized he was being filmed, he moved.
Oh yeah, no, he would purposely sabotage himself in the middle of what was going on. He knew exactly what was happening.
Oh, okay. Mick Higgin is there. That's the link where Mick Higgin is at.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay. Well, cool. I see him live stream on Odysee every once in a while when I can. I try to stop by as much as I can and see what's going on, keep up with everything when I can. And occasionally I'll see him streaming at the same time as like Cracklactica and them.
Right.
So, but usually he has 0 viewers again. I wonder what happened with that. Did Muko ever come back? I don't see Muko.
Doesn't look like it.
All right, well, I'll hold on to the kid videos.
Well, I will.
This is hilarious. I'm hoping that this glory to urine thing is on purpose.
Yeah, me too.
Because I mean, it actually somebody that had to be a meme lord. It had to have been, because I mean, urine in the yellow part.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Know what I'm saying? I mean,
I know. It's just too good. It's too good.
It is. It's too good. And what lefty can do that unless it's by accident or because of the fact that they're just illiterate?
Right. I mean, who knows? The possibilities are endless in 2023, friends. Yeah. That's the amazing part.
Are we going to do any kind of investigation on this and find out that's for real?
Yeah, yeah, we'll definitely dig into it. We'll definitely see what happened. There's gonna be a news story if it's for real, and then it'll be fact checked if it's fake. You can guarantee that. Because
Yeah.
this was apparently Zelensky's welcome into New York City. He was visiting, standing in front of the UN and the Clinton Foundation thing, so yeah.
Oh
They're getting
man.
they're preparing themselves to bring us into a climate lockdown.
That's
They've
funny,
been doing.
Judas. That's funny. He's calling Mugo.
Oh, he's got the cat treats. That's awesome.
That's hilarious. I love it. You guys are amazing. See what I mean? Also, too, the best part about it, our group and everything like that, too, is we got a fantastic sense of humor. I love to laugh.
That's right.
I don't believe that Jesus or God wants us to be miserable. That's probably
No.
one of the main reasons why we have so many. And I don't even necessarily call them rules. His main rule is to look to him, but if you let him guide you, he's going to take care of you. And he doesn't want you.
God has a sense of
He
humor.
doesn't want you upset. He doesn't want you unhappy. He doesn't want you scared, because you don't make good decisions when you're scared and unhappy and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. That's right.
So-
You're not focused on him.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah,
right.
that was hilarious there.
That was great. I love that.
Judas.
Hopefully it works.
Yeah. Hopefully it does work. I love showing the kitty videos. In fact, a lot of cat videos come across, and I share them with my husband. It's some of the only stuff that makes him laugh out loud sometimes.
Oh man,
So.
yeah. I like the guy that does all the cat videos, the remixes. He does like remixes of them and stuff. What the heck's his name? I don't remember. But yeah, he makes like little piano parts and like makes the cat sound mixed into the song.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
Pretty awesome. So, all right,
Fucking
well,
epic! Welcome to the show, Sergeant
I'll
Tripod.
get out of your hair and free up your line so somebody else can call in. Cough, cough. Come on, guys. Give her a call. It's fun. I love talking with Laura. It's amazing.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, of course. And just a quick note, again, guys, please check out pureblood.media, pureblood.tv. Use those resources. It helps everybody out. We're growing the team, and we've got a really exciting meeting tomorrow. I'll have more information on that, hopefully by Monday. So we're making moves. There's a lot of grind going on in the background when it comes to the media group. So I'm excited to share it with you guys next week, hopefully. So yeah, there you go. And I will see you later.
Okay. Thanks so much for calling 451 Actual. Don't forget
Of
to
course.
check out his shows Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings. What time again?
10 a.m. Eastern time. We'll be doing Fun Friend Friday tomorrow, so you guys can jump into the Jitsi and come and hang out. We'll be talking about a few things I have prepared, but really we just kind of fly by the seat of our pants on Fridays.
Yeah, I remember that. In fact, I like coming in there and hearing lady rants. In fact, that was one of the things I was meant to ask you before you go. Are you planning on having guests on your shows too?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yep.
Okay.
Always. Yep.
Consider
yep.
me. Consider
Oh,
me.
of course.
If you do, I need to like just email you or something. Make an
No,
make an appointment.
It's not like that. No, I'll just reach out to you on what's the best. You want to do email? We could do email, or we can do whatever. Yeah, so that's fine. Just email me and we'll work it out. It's not like I have a super busy schedule.
Oh, okay. Well, I just want to make sure I'm up early enough. when I actually have an appointment or something like that, or a thing to do, I make sure that I'm up early enough. So.
Okay. Sounds good.
I may not be coherent, but I'll be there.
Cool.
No,
all
of
right.
course I
Well,
will.
have a great stream, Laura, and I'll be lurking and listening in. So call in, guys. Tell them like it is. See you later.
All right. Good night. All right. Shout out to 451 Actual, the No Prisoners podcast on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 10 a.m. Eastern. 9 Central Time. Oh, goody. Greetings. You're on the air.
Hi, Laura. It's
Hi.
Bobby Digital.
Who? What?
It's Bobby Digital.
Hey, Bobby. How is it? How's it going, Bobby?
It's going terrible.
I'm so sorry.
I can't figure out how to make Odysee work.
Oh, no. Oh, okay. I was just about to say I didn't see you in the chat. We were having problems with Odysee. I just suggest continue refreshing until it comes up. Mine finally came up after the second refresh. So, I don't know.
Oh, really? Yeah, I get this little notification at the bottom of my screen, and it says a new version is available, but it never fully loads it.
Ooh, that's terrible.
Has that happened to anybody else that you know about?
Yeah, this morning, just now before we started. In fact, I'm still seeing the little bit of pixelation and fuzz, but like I say, I had to reset the stream twice and refresh my. In fact, I actually had it to where I don't know what it did. I had to turn the entire tab off and then reboot the window. So, yeah.
It's been the same way since yesterday for me. I just can't figure it out. I've tried everything.
Hey, man, has anybody ever told you that you sound like that guy that does the cat video? With the 4 cats? No. He's got like 3 orange cats and a black and white cat. and the black and white cat's name is Doug.
Doug.
Yeah. He's funny. I forget what his name is. I see him on YouTube all the time. Rockstar Super Skinny. Yeah.
Rockstar Super Skinny.
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
You're not missing anything.
Okay.
It's actually the exact opposite of that. I don't get it. The only thing, I guess the only way that they could describe it is it's like tight all the way down to the ankles, but this chick is as wide as I am. So at least.
Well, that's awesome. You having a good stream so far?
Yeah, so far I've had a bunch of technical difficulties myself today, so I'm a bit feel like a whirlwind's in my head. And actually, something really weird happened while I was doing this, and this was actually the problem that I had with Odysee. When I was trying to redo it and everything like that, some music came up from somewhere. And I couldn't find it anywhere. I couldn't turn it off. I had no idea where that music came from. I'd never heard it before in my life. Because I wouldn't have... And actually, to be honest with you, had I heard it, I definitely wouldn't have played it on my show. Let's see.
Yeah, I'd like to get this figured out.
Yeah, somebody just asked me, Lady Rants, is that a monthly thing? You'll have to ask... Oh, who was it that was ranting that morning? I don't know. I don't remember who it was that was Lady something or other, Cali girl. I don't remember. So Bobby, I like your memes and gifs and things like that too. How did you learn how to do that stuff? Or
you guys taught me. I don't know. Let's see. Feisty Ace is the one who first showed me how.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've just been picking it up from there. I kind of fell in that generation where I was, like my little brother, he's super good with all this technology and stuff, and I was just a little bit older than him, and it takes a little bit extra time for me to figure this stuff out.
Oh, yeah, me too. I'm slow as fuck with this shit too, but once I get it, I've got it. In fact, I've had people tell me that they're proud of me just for the fact that I'm a chick that can actually work all this stuff.
Yeah, no, you're doing a good job.
Well, I'm an older Xer, but I started learning programming and stuff like that in 11th grade.
Oh, wow.
1983. So, yeah, I've actually had to keep up with all that shit for all these years. There was a time in my life when I didn't have a computer and I wasn't doing any of this stuff, but once I got with my husband 20 years ago, I got back into it big time, and he used to repair computers. He was actually a what do they call that? A certified service person for Commodore.
Okay. Wow.
So yeah, he used to be the only person that used to fix them. People were just actually buying new ones, and then he fixed his own, and then he fixed somebody else's, and then it just kind of exploded.
Yeah, I don't even have a computer right now. I'm doing everything over my phone.
Oh, well, that explains a lot as to why you're having trouble getting on Odysee. Their app
is it?
Their app has always sucked, in my opinion.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, whenever they're doing something new, or they're upgrading something, or they're actually they're supposedly like a new platform or something like that now. Somebody took them over. the app just goes to shit, in my opinion.
Oh, that must be what's wrong because, well, I can, if I open a tab in incognito mode, I can watch the stream, but I can't chat because I'll try to chat and then it asks me to log in, but I'm already logged in. So my passwords, you know, I go to put my email and my password in and it said, oh, this one's already in use. And it's like, well, yeah, that's me. But,
yeah.
So I don't know.
Salty Matt Jabison said, yeah, the app has been dead today. And actually, when I went through the little technical difficulty that I had earlier in the show, I had to sign back in, too. It made me sign back in. So, yeah, they're doing something. But, yeah, I
wish they'd figure it out because I miss my friends.
Oh, yeah. I agree. But some people are hanging out. When they can't hang out on Odysee, they go to Rumble, which I don't blame them. And I see limited access over there on YouTube. In fact, she sometimes has trouble getting onto Odysee as well.
Oh, you're on YouTube too, huh?
Yeah, Space Pirate Yvonne says, clear your cookies and browser cache. Okay.
Okay.
Do you have one of those on your phone?
Yep.
Okay.
I think I know how to do that.
Fucking Epic says, stop getting your computer advice from Yvonne. Why? He's never done me wrong. He's always, put it this way, he was better than Wage War was. Oh my God.
Who would have thought a pirate would be so good at IT?
Isn't that what he does for a living? It sounds to me like he's some kind of a security expert or a hacker that loves sandwiches. By the way, I haven't heard any more about the sandwich platform or whatever it was you guys were doing.
Oh, thank God he never uses his skills for nefarious purposes.
Yes, I agree. Says, on your phone, force stop and restart the app. Probably a coincidence. It would suggest a common cache JavaScript file. Yeah, okay. That actually makes sense. So.
Well, okay, so there is an actual app you can, because what I have set up is through a Brave browser. It's just a shortcut. So I don't even think I have the actual Odysee app on my phone. It's just a shortcut thing on my home screen.
Oh yeah, yeah. In that case,
because I think when I first discovered Odysee, I don't think they had an app for the phone yet, or for Android or something.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say in that case,
maybe I'll just have to look for the app.
It sounds like, well, like I say, the app has been dead too. Like I say, I always have trouble with the app whenever they do something. I try not to even get on the app anymore on my phone because my phone's slow too. I got an old phone. Everything's old. But
right.
But it's especially bad when they're finagling it and they're doing new stuff and giving updates and stuff like that. But if you're just on the internet like that, you should be able to do what Yvonne said, and it should work.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try that for sure. I appreciate the advice. I figured I might get somewhere if I gave you a call.
Yeah. By all means. There's always somebody here. That's why I was telling 451 Actual. That's why I love this network that we have, because everybody brings their talents all together.
I know. It's awesome.
Yep. And necessary.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So
ever since I found this community, I sure I got attached to all you guys.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Thank you, Drunken Rocky, for the library coin. Tell him to use Edge browser. Yeah,
okay.
That's what I use on my computer. It actually came with the computer. I didn't know anything about it, and everybody was like raving about it, so I kept it.
Okay.
I'll try it out. It's definitely better than Firefox or any of those other ones that I tried. In fact, Firefox, this is one of the reasons why I panicked, because when I first got this computer and I put Firefox on it at first, it actually installed something that I had to literally go into the programming and take out with music. That would just, these commercials would just come up and start talking about buying real estate in my area and all this other. And it's like, where in the hell is that shit coming from? I ended up having to uninstall all of my browsers And it still was playing these commercials, and I had to go into the actual program and get rid of it. I had to go look it up. What is this thing? And I had to literally take it out of some notepad or whatever it was. It was terrible. I hate doing that because one little mistake and the whole computer goes.
Yep. Yeah.
I don't like doing that.
I appreciate you being out there. I'm going to get off here. I just got home from work.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you so much for calling, Bobby.
Yeah, well, thanks for being there for us.
Hang out and share.
Yes, ma'am. I'll see if I can't get this bug worked out.
Yes, I hope you do.
All right, I appreciate you.
All right, thanks so much for calling. Have a great night. God bless.
All right, take care.
Good night. All right, let's see. Ben Ban, we're like herpes, Bobby. Always your friend till the end. And you be... I'm not reading that one, man. If you've been down there for half an hour and she ain't shoving you away, you need to reassess. That sounds that I was gonna say now, Drunken Rocky. That sounds like the voice of experience. Now you got to be careful about the things you tell people. Okay, where were we? Let's see. The reason why they're going for, and of course you can call me, still call me. In fact, I appreciate the phone calls. This has been great. See? Technical difficulties. I pressed that button 4 seconds, 5 seconds ago. Call me. All right, phone lines are open. Anyway, they're coming after him now because I think that they see him as a turncoat. All right. He knows the secrets and the inside story and the truth of the entertainment industry. He's been in it. He was caught up in it. He has admitted to a lot of things. He, at the time, was a sex addict, among other things. I think he even mentioned heroin and a few other things. And, of course, you know the debauchery in Hollywood. He was a part of it. They thought that they were going to be able to keep him. But yeah, he knows their secrets. He's actually experienced their secrets and truths of the entertainment industry. And he literally has experienced it, and like I say. And those are some of the reasons why I paid him little to no mind. And the one movie that I did happen to see him in, I wasn't particularly impressed. I think it was Get Him to the Met or something like that. And basically what I saw was... Yeah, I basically saw a spoiled, entitled star that thought that he was better than everybody else, and even though he had contracts and everything like that, he did whatever the hell he wanted to, and wouldn't, conform to what he needed. He wouldn't follow his contracts and things like that, and he would disappear and do his own thing when he knew that he was supposed to be. That kind of stuff. If I remember correctly. Excuse me. So yeah, I wasn't particularly impressed. And like I say, he seemed spoiled, and as if they hired him to do his own character. Greetings, you're on the air.
Hey.
Back at you.
What you fucking doing?
Talk to me.
That's not gonna fly here.
Oh man.
What's the matter with you?
Come on, man. I do this show to talk to people, not to be yelled at by electronic buttons. Call me and talk to me. Besides,
I told you to stop talking to my wife.
Well, okay. Good night. I love you anyway, but again, I'm here to talk to humans. Please stop yelling at me electronically over the phone with someone else's voice. All right, where was I? Oh, yeah. He basically seemed spoiled, and he also seemed like as if they hired him to play his own character, because he never looked any different off screen than he did on screen, in my opinion, with the bangles and the weird clothes and he still dresses like that, and with the he's always got some kind of wild necklace or something like that on. I wonder if he makes those himself. Some of them look extremely handmade, but they also look expensive, like made with different kinds of precious stones or whatever like that. I like I say, I wasn't really paying attention to him. And the thing about mainstream with me also too, the more that they would push somebody, the more that they would talk about somebody, the less I was interested in it, because everybody loved him at that point. It's like, okay, there has to be something wrong. He can't be all that. As I say, they overdo it sometimes, and it just kind of makes me roll my eyes. It's like, he's still a guy. He puts his pants on one leg at a time, just like the rest of us schmucks do, So again, I would imagine that they marketed his character at the time. He never looked any different off stage than he did on stage. So he probably knows things about folks that don't want their secrets revealed. And from some of the things that we've heard already, I can't say I blame them. Hell, look at what they're doing to Bobert, for fuck's sake. But also, what better way to win a battle than to know the enemy's strategies and secrets from someone that had the inside information about the other side? Of course, he seems against actual sides, like we have now, claiming that we really do. This is him talking now. Need to communicate and unite, and we all need each other to keep going, which he's not wrong about that. That's, he almost seems to preach unity and truth now. I do know that his tagline is always, as always, stay free. So yeah, I would listen to him every now and again. And up until a few weeks ago when I heard him say this.
When it says in the Old Testament, worship no other gods than me, the implication I offer is that we are a species that worships, and if you do not access the divine, you will worship the mundial, you will worship the profane, you will worship your own identity, you will worship your belongings, you will worship the template laid before you by a culture that wants you, but gets you distracted and relatively dumb.
Relatively dumb. But that's why I say it seems to me like he has started his journey serving a higher power, if nothing else. He doesn't talk too much about Christianity or God or anything like that, but he does talk about spirituality. And again, if he's reading the Old Testament and he gets it, it sounds to me like he gets it. We have a propensity to worship. If we worship these mundane things, they're going to fail us. And they do. Plus, you can't take them with you. They don't mean anything in 100 years. In fact, it's to the point now where second and third generations don't want they don't want to inherit their parents' belongings or any of that stuff. Or any of their grandparents or any of that stuff like that. All right, I see you're on there, Bobby Digital. It's a good thing you did call. Maybe I should just start a helpline. I might actually get more phone calls. I know it's hard for people to talk politics and things like that, but you can get into, and I've told you before, you can actually talk about anything. And the problem now is we need to not be shy about talking about politics now, because they have politicized everything. And what is it, Nietzsche, or one of those old philosophers, those ancient philosophers that said, just because you're not interested in politics doesn't mean politics isn't going to be interested in you. And of course they prove it every time they raise taxes, or every time they tell us something we need to stop doing or start doing because of the greater good. They tell us every time they cheat on an election. I mean, come on, this can't be much clearer. Not to mention the fact that we are literally allowing the weakest and the stupidest of us to lead us. It doesn't make any sense. Dancing sandwiches and BJ's, huh? Wow. That's one hell of a bar. Is that in Vegas somewhere there, Hal? Dancing sandwiches. Wow. Dancing sandwiches. Hey, you just gave me another idea to stick into that new AI that I've been working with. Norm. Is Norm even here? He must. I know he's probably on somebody's Jitsi somewhere. Norm. Yeah, I see you making memes of him, but is he here? If he is, welcome to the show, Norm. Welcome, Ebtide. Has he been banned? Space Pirate Yvonne. Let's see. This is the bathroom. Watch out. We got some bad roaches. Oh, yeah. The big roaches that pull a knife and a gun. Yeah, that's pretty funny. So, now, I don't know about y'all, but I'm starting to see a pattern here. Actually, they're making this pattern very blatant. Russell seems to have come to know Christ, just like I said before. Greetings. You're on the air.
Hi, Laura. It's Space Cowboy.
Hello, Space Cowboy. How are you?
I'm doing good. I just called in because I want to tell you a little story about what happened the beginning of the week at work.
Okay.
I'm still upset about it because I didn't expect the result that happened. But so anyway, on Monday, I was finishing a 200 square foot building, and doing the shelves in it, and doing the workbench that was in there, and then I had to put what we call a man door, which is basically like a front entry door, right? Like I have exact same door in my apartment.
Right.
It's a big window, and it's my front door, right? So it's the same type of door, pre-hung, door, and so. The guy I had helping me has been a shop person for about 6 months, and he's not actually he wasn't very competent at his job, and he's kind of violent. So he's 40 some plus years old,
right?
And he's like, you try to talk to him about something, he just gets twisted, like just.
Wow.
Like a freaking 4-year-old. Yeah, it was horrible. I mean, I have a bad temper, but, the boss looks at me now like I'm an angel. But anyway, I thought I thought I might get fired, which is really hard at my job. My boss doesn't like to fire people. He likes to give them second chances, which is, why there's a whole bunch of guys like me that work there, criminals, convicted, spent time in prison, guys, right?
Right.
Because the whole company, the company was founded by his father-in-law, which he's a minister. He's like 84, and he still works. He not only does he still work, he still does the same construction. He's he's released the company to his daughter and his son-in-law, my boss and his wife, right? And they've been. And Chad is a really good businessman. He went to college for construction business and stuff, and he's very smart.
Did he fire the guy that got raucous with you, or what happened?
I don't know if he got fired or if that guy quit.
Oh.
But so the thing is that on Monday I'm finished. I'm buttoning up this shed, right? The man door is really easy to set. But an in swing, you need somebody to help you. A door that swings inward,
right?
Like a house door, right?
Right.
So, because the door is squared up in the factory, and they put a bracket on it, and so you just insert it in the hole, and you scoot it over to the hinge side, and regardless of whether or not the door frame is square. The door itself, the pre-hung door is square. So you leave it there, you throw some siding nails into it on both sides, and it keeps it level to the floor so it'll open and close. Okay? And so that's what he was doing. He was inside, and he did everything perfect. But like all my tools that I've been using, like my hammer, which is the story is about a hammer, by the way, and an old ass freaking S-wing hammer that So, you know, my tools are still in there because I was working inside there building shelves and stuff like that and getting shelves set. And, you know, nail gun doesn't always drive the nail. So you got a hammer in there to get that nail down, right?
Right.
And so anyway, we're doing the door, which is like the very last thing that I have to do for this. And then I can put the belly band across the top that covers the seam from the truss to the body of the building, where you've got two different constructions that you're putting together. So you put a little band about 3 inches wide across that, and it covers up that the joint, right? It makes it look nice and it's pretty. And anyway,
the finishing touch, the paper.
Yeah, the finishing touch. That's
right.
Like I do everything. I start with 4x4 treated skids, and I go from the skids up. And
my husband would know what those are. He used to build apartment buildings when he was young.
Yeah, well, the skids are shed. That's sheds. I don't do any code construction anymore. I haven't done that for a long time, but because actually, frankly, I make more money doing this. Building sheds, I build sheds. That's what I do. But they're pretty much on spec. You got to change a few things. Like if you got a building that's longer than 16 foot, any walls are like, because 16 feet is the longest board you can get. So in a code construction, if you have a wall that's longer than 16 feet where you have to splice in another set of another wall, so you set the same end post in the 16 foot, and then you do another end post and you nail those end posts together, right? So you nail those boards together, and that makes the wall. Well, building a shed, you don't have to do that because it's not code, right?
Gotcha.
So you just nail one board into those two boards, and your bottom plate and your top plate, and anyway, so
that's our construction lesson for today.
right, yeah. So anyway, like at the end, after we got all that done, like I took all my tools out of the inside of the building that I was building, and I set them on my saw table, and which is where I put like flooring or roof sheathing or whatever, so I can cut like 5 sheets at a time. If I gotta cut 4 pieces of 48 by 48 or 4 24-inch pieces of sheathing for the roof, I can just set them right up there and do it one cut, And so I all my tools come out, and I put them in on the table. On that table, I'm dealing with including my hammer, by the way, and because that's what this story is actually about, is the hammer. And
so did this guy bust your hammer or something?
He fucking took my hammer.
Oh, he took it.
He took it.
Okay.
It disappeared. And so then Tuesday, after me looking for my damn hammer for like 4 hours on Monday, at the end of Tuesday, like 2:00 in the afternoon, he comes walking by, and I was like, "Hey, man, have you seen a nestling hammer, old beat up hammer, with like the waffle face is all worn down? Have you seen that?" And he's like, "Well, I don't know." He's like, "But I have a hammer," and he had it wrapped up in his damn T-shirt, and he was carrying it out of the shop. And then he started saying, "Well, this is my hammer." And I looked at it, and I was like, "Motherfucker, I've been carrying this hammer for 3 years. This is my motherfucking hammer. Go fuck yourself." And I didn't say that, but I mean, I was like straight up, like, "Dude, this is my hammer.
You can't have my hammer."
Right, exactly. You ain't getting my damn cornbread, motherfucker. Anyway, so it turned into a big old thing because apparently he decided he lent it to me for Monday afternoon and Tuesday, and then I had it under my saw table where it's always at, right?
Mm-hmm.
Always. And it disappeared. And so I knew where it went.
He took it again.
He did. He certainly did. And then he and then the really messed up thing is that the shop supervisor, who's a great guy, and he's not going to lie, but I don't really think he ever goes, like, he has all his own tools, right?
Super trucker, welcome.
Yeah, all he does is ride around in a forklift, right? He's a supervisor. He doesn't have to do any hard work. He's been there like 20 years, and like I said, he's a great, and he grows really good weed too, by the way. But he, you know, this other dude, who, by the way, has only been there like 6 months, is like, well, he knows that hammer's been in there, and they were trying to claim that it was the last. This guy was hired to take over for the last guy who had the position for like 3 or 4 years or something. I've been there almost 5 years now, and the last guy that had that spot is he's like 64. This guy's like 42. Okay, so the last guy who he kind of took over for is like 64 or 65, and his youngest son passed away, and he worked for us too. Billy Ray worked for us also, and he was like 27, and he passed away, and his dad, or one of my good friends, I actually talk to him all the time.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear about that. Well, now, all right, so your hammer is gone now, right? So the hammer like disappears on Monday, probably 11 o'clock in the morning, right? And I'm like, I'm like trying to like get myself getting on this other building, but I'm looking for my hammer. Like, where the hell did my hammer go? And so Tuesday afternoon, at the end of work, I'm asking, or was it Monday? It was Monday. That's right, because everything exploded on Tuesday. So, yeah. So Monday afternoon, because I've already asked everybody else in the shop except him, right? Right.
And he's a shop guy, so he's all over the shop all day. And so I'm like, hey man, you see my hammer? And he's all, oh well. And I was like, well, it looked like this. And he like literally had it, because he was going to clock out and go home. And he literally had it wrapped up in his shirt. Right?
He was taking it home with him. He'd wrapped it up. He knew he did wrong.
He was sneaking it out. Yes, exactly. If it was his tool, he wouldn't have had to sneak it out.
No, that's true. I got a hammer.
By the way, I still don't have my hammer back.
Hammer? I like hammers.
But
my husband buys me hammers all the time. Stuff like this.
I have a buddy who has like 20 different hammers, literally. Old ass hammers. He's got roofing hatchets, all kinds of crazy shit. He's silly as hell. But anyway, I'll tell you who I got this hammer from. Right? Yeah. It was like laying out in his yard, because he's like, well, I got 3 of those. And I didn't like that guy anyway, because this hammer was ran by a carpenter for years and years and years and years and years. Right? A guy who was my age now, who literally worked carpentry his whole life, worked as a framer and all that shit. But anyway, and he passed away. That was about 4 years ago, 5 years ago. No, it was probably 6 or 7 years ago he passed away, because that hammer laid in that yard for like 3 years. And I was like, can I have this hammer? He's like, yeah. That was like 3 years ago. And so I was like, I just took it.
So it has sentimental value too, then, it sounds like.
Yeah, there was actually some history to it and shit.
Oh, okay. And I thought you were going to tell me you brought somebody to Jesus today.
Well, I hope he got brought to Jesus.
Or you helped this guy get him over his gurness.
No,
but
I
he
had a
stole your
traumatic
hammer. Well,
stole my
you can look
hammer.
on the bright side of that as far as that goes. He coveted your hammer. You had something, even as poor as you think you might be, you had something he just had to have. He wanted that.
Yeah. Well, I still don't have it back. And I don't know if he got fired because I ain't asking the boss, and I don't even care. I feel bad if he actually got fired and didn't quit. I feel bad over that. I don't think he should have been fired over that. I think he should have just been, give me back my hammer and don't touch it again.
Give me back
stay
my
away from
hammer.
area. Yeah. But you know, because I mean, he's got a teenage kid. He's got to take care of, and he's taking care of his dad and stuff. I mean, he's
well,
he's
like
not a
that's
bad
not
guy,
like a really valuable hammer, is it?
No, it's not. It's like
Okay.
it's an S-wing. I mean,
I was
it
gonna
is
say, you
kind
think
of
he might have
it's
been
like
trying to.
$45.
Yeah, I think do you think he
It
might have been
costs like
trying to sell it
$45,
for
yeah.
something?
Yeah.
Huh.
But no, the thing is that so Tuesday, Tuesday afternoon, about noonish or so, I'm like, where the hell is my fucking hammer? I was like, all right, I've had about enough of this. And so I was like, I'm just gonna wait. The boss isn't here, so I can't go tell the boss, say, look, I want my hammer back. He's fucking got my hammer and he won't get it back. He keeps taking it. And
it almost sounds petty, doesn't it?
Doesn't it? It does, yeah. But it's like, that's my tool. You know? That thing's in my hand all day long, every
He's got
day.
my hammer and he won't give it back to me.
Right. If this was my real life where I could deal with shit the way I want to, I would have beat the fuck out of him. And then I would have took the hammer and broke his feet. I'm not going to break his skull. I'm going to make him not walk for the rest of his life. Fuck that dude. Anyway, let's go back to what we were saying. So he actually grabbed my hammer, took it out to his truck, and when I confronted him about it, I literally was nice. I was like, give me my hammer back. And he just stood up and he like exploded on me, just cussing, and right in front of the office where there's windows, and there's actually a big old hole in one of the windows because of a nail that went through it. Like before I started working there, it's been there forever. But so you can hear, especially if somebody's screaming, you can definitely hear it in the office. And,
right.
And the boss, the owner, was standing right there. He heard it, and he yelled at me, and I told him, you know what? I want my hammer back now. I'm gonna go talk to Chad. And then as I walk in the door, because he could hear him yelling, not me, but him. And I walked in, and he was standing up in his office because he knew that something was going down. And I said, Chad, I want my hammer back. And he says, well, stop yelling. And I was like, I'm not yelling. He's like, well, you were out there. And I was like, no, it wasn't. It was him. He was yelling. And I want my hammer back. So Chad has the hammer. The owner has the hammer. He took it away.
Well, thank you, Bobby Digital. Bless you, too. Well, anyway, I'm sorry. I hope you get your...
I don't know if the dude quit. Or he got fired. I'm going to tell you right now that Chad does not like to fire people because he likes to give people second chances.
Right. He probably...
Yeah,
I was going to say he probably quit. If that's the case, it doesn't sound like Chad would fire him over a hammer like that.
Yeah, I don't think so either. So I'm hoping I'll get my hammer back tomorrow.
Well, if he doesn't come back to work and he's already taken it home, I think you
Chad
might want to
took it.
kiss that hammer goodbye.
But Chad took the hammer away, so.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
He says, I'm going to keep this hammer until this is resolved. And so Chad's wife is supposed to be looking through the tapes. And I told him, I said, go back 6 months. Go back a year. Any day you see me with my hammer in my loop on my shorts, because in the summertime I wear shorts, and they have a hammer loop on them, that hammer is in my loop. I mean, there's no doubt. It's there for 3 years, and there's actual high-definition digital cameras all over the shop. ever since somebody tried to steal a $90,000 truck out of the shop.
Huh.
So yeah. Anyway,
Well, you'll have to keep us up to
I
date on the hammer story.
Yeah, I'll let y'all know, what happens. I'm not going to ask Chad about it at all.
And if he doesn't get his hammer back, everybody in the chat and everybody, shall we send him some hammers? Shall we pitch in and send him a new hammer, or even one that's broken in that has a history or something like that? That'd be cool.
Well, that was the thing about that hammer. It was way broken in. It was all smoothed off because it was a waffle face framing hammer, 24-ounce S-wing. And it takes years and years and years and years and years of using a hammer for it to get like that.
Hey, Salty Tuna, welcome to the show.
Anyway,
make sure to share.
I want somebody else to call in.
Yeah, actually, there's been a few people trying to call since you've been on the line. So yes, let's give some others a chance if we got people calling in for sure.
Heck yeah. Yes, ma'am.
And please keep us up to date on Hammergate.
Terrible story. I will let you know.
This might be an opportunity for you to bring him to Christ and to help him with his suffering.
I've been trying with the poor fella, but I don't know.
Well, only he and God can make that decision, but you still have to be the one to put the seed. Plant that seed, baby. Plant that seed.
Yep. Exactly.
Okay, love.
Anyway, yeah. Have a good night.
Thanks for calling.
Yes, ma'am.
Good night.
Bye.
God bless. All right, another phone call. I hope it's not another person yelling at me electronically. Greetings, you're on the air.
Holy shit, I'm on the air.
You are.
Hey, Lauren, this is Ben Ban.
Hey, Ben Ban, welcome. Another person whose memes I love.
They're not all mine. I steal more than I make.
Oh, okay.
I'm no Russian bot. That guy's a meme god. I'm just a lower level chump of some
Yeah,
sort
I steal most of mine too, but I do make some occasionally. I come up with, my husband actually comes up with some of the ideas and then I put them together.
Yeah. I always need help to put one together. Somebody like Paulie or somebody, No.
Oh yeah, his memes are great too. His memes are great too.
No, this thing, the Bobert thing, been on my mind today, and it gets me that our side acts like it's a trap. I mean, really, fucking really. Yeah, the Dems made you give a dude a hand job in a fucking theater. Get real. And any other of us on that. Again, she's only human. We're all human, but if you're a fucking public official, behave as such and don't do dumb shit in a fucking theater. Chances are there's somebody waiting there to sell the tape to TMZ. I mean, come on. So I
agree.
When I heard Salty or anybody defend this thing, I'm just like, no, she did what we'll call degenerative behavior, and hold her to the same account you would a fucking a lefty. And I may make enemies tonight.
That's actually one of the arguments I have about this. I mean, it was childish, yeah. Okay, she's held to a little bit higher. Again, she's just a human being. She's never going to be perfect. My biggest problem was the fact that they seem to oh shit, where am I? I had this in my notes. I was going to actually read about it, but well, my problem is that everybody's going after her, and for what she did, she was appropriately punished. They kicked her out. This is something that they would have done to anybody that was acting inappropriately in that place. And I don't actually think that they gave a fuck about the groping. I don't think that they gave a fuck about the vaping or any of that other stuff, because that was fucking lame. And I'm going to show you the difference between her and everybody else that they used to actually push this stuff on us. Because it was, you can smoke indoors now and nobody's going to be bothered. Well, shit, yeah. But I think the main thing was, and this is something that most theaters are very much sticklers on, being in show business, I know this, the flash photography.
Yeah.
Now, they turned it into a big fiasco, and of course both sides are saying, oh, shame, 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 and wiping their fingers at them, the shame fingers, and everything like that. But she didn't do anything differently than a lot of people do. And, you know, again, she should be held to higher standard, but at the same time, she's still a human being. She still puts her pants on one leg at a time like the rest of us do. You can't really put a lot of faith in her. We're not meant to be putting faith in humans anyway. So
I think some people on our side have held her up on a bit of a pedestal.
If you agree with someone and she's on our side, I mean, everybody, that's a tribal thing. That's a human thing too. You tend to hang around the people that you relate to and that have same common interests, things like that. I mean, you know, that's just normal. But like I say, my biggest problem was the fact that they made all of the action something grandiose more than it was, and I believe she actually was eventually kicked out because of the flash photography. But again, she was punished. She wasn't allowed to continue that activity. Everybody's acting like we should be hanging her, and I don't think that punishment would fit those crimes. So yes, and also too, don't forget.
She was set up. I'm like, you were set up to give a hand job. Damn, I wish I could set more girls up to give me a hand job in a theater. If I could go back in time, anyway, my wife would be a little pissed about that. She'd be really pissed about that.
Well, I was gonna say, did she start that or did he start that? And does it matter? Like I said,
technically
it does
not matter.
Yeah, it really doesn't matter. And I was gonna say, the setup part, I don't think she meant was the touchy-feely part. The setup part, and a lot of people are talking about this too, the cameras where they were, basically somebody had reported that those cameras move, and this camera never moved. And what's with the, what is it, what do they call it, the night vision? What's with the night vision? You know what I'm saying? Plus also, too, like I say, this was a consensual thing. Two adults grabbing and touching and feeling each other, and he probably started it. I mean, you know, he was cute and everything like that, but I mean, who asks what your political affiliation is when you're attracted to somebody? You know, and of course
I kind of do.
She's going through, well, nowadays, yeah, you do, because, of course, a lot of times all you have to do, well, in the females' cases, all you have to do is look at the color of the hair and the whatever it is they're wearing, the weird bracelets and he, him pin or whatever, or the pronoun pins or whatever like that. They actually sometimes you don't have to do much observation. You don't have to ask even.
Yeah.
So yeah,
and
like I say,
Congressperson probably has security that can help vet people for you. You know.
True. I'm not real sure, and of course, nobody was in their heads. Nobody was around when all of this stuff, you know, came to a planning or fruition or any of that stuff. And also too, like I say, if he was sent in there to set her up and everything like that, it seemed like it might actually have been a situation like they do with James O'Keefe.
Yeah. Well, our side often talks about honeypot operations, and yet here's one of our side falling for one.
Sure. Well, it happens to the best of us. Happens to the best of us. And if she's supposedly also too, isn't she going through a divorce now? Like I say, these are not excuses as far as that goes. But I mean, humans are complicated, and they do stupid, fucked up shit sometimes.
Oh yeah.
I think her case was more anything else that actually dismays me, a matter of privilege. Because her first question to these people was, "Do you know who I am?" That always to me signifies that somebody thinks that they're above whatever rules are in that place at that point when they get called on it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
How dare you? Do you know who I am?
I might have, Salty Matt Jameson. I'd have to rewind. He said, "Did you just say doo-doo?" I may have. I say things like that quite often.
She was singing that old song by the Police, man. Come on, give her.
To do, da da da. That's all I have to say to you. And that's in fact, that is let's see, that's about every congressman's song right now, unless you're Mitch McConnell, and then he just goes, he doesn't say anything. He just stands there and stares at you like you have a lollipop or something. I want that.
Can I ask more?
Uh-huh. She asked him, what was it? She asked him, did you hear what they asked? And he goes, yep. That sounds like an old man answer to me. So yes,
we're being grumpy old man answer.
We're being run by octogenarians right now. And of course, that was another thing I was going to cover today too. Nancy Pelosi has decided, for the good of our democracy, at 85 years old, she's going to run for another term. Tell me again that these people don't want to give up their power without telling me they don't want to give up their power.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's the only reason why some of them stay for so long. A, because they can, and B, because they have so much money and so much power by that point. They literally think, and of course this has been their goal, it seems like they're coming out and saying it now, that they want to be our gods. They think that they're good enough to be our gods.
Yeah, I mean, a cult of personality works both ways. I mean, there's the person who's being admired and what that does to them, and then there's the admirers themselves that they change as well. You know.
Yeah. Well, when I was going to show the announcement on here too, I've got videos of that too. I had a whole bunch of stuff planned, but that's okay. I'd rather have phone calls. That's the whole point of the show. But the video that I have, when she actually announced it, she went to some town hall in San Francisco, I think on the 13th, and announced it. And they panned halfway around the room. And it sure is funny to me that every one of her supporters in that room were white males.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Weird. I did not see the video, but now you make me want to go look. Yeah.
No, I didn't hear about that, Hal. Hal said, did you hear that the entire Congress is being allowed $1 million each to update the security at their homes?
Yeah, their security, their security detail.
Oh, $535 million.
Staff,
okay, so each, yeah.
Yeah, their staff. Yeah, their staff as well, because, you know, they got to pay their staff, apparently. I'm like, no, we pay your staff, not you.
Yeah, another way that they're sticking it to us and taking our tax dollars while telling us that we have to eat the bugs.
Man, if they could, if somebody just somehow helped me not pay federal or my state income tax, man, I'm a workaholic.
Talk to Tweak.
Know me. Yeah, I also don't want to even deal with the law when it comes to it. But yeah, maybe it'll work.
Tweak
but
seems.
I'd pull a 60-hour work week. I'm that kind of workaholic. But man, there's times I'm like, man, I work all this overtime, and they're going to take more than I'm going to see, and fuck that. You know, I'm like, as I always say about taxes, I did not see you handing me wrenches, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know? You were not there helping me at all. So fuck off.
Right. Oh, well, no, they're not there to help us anymore. Like I say, they think they're our gods. I've been noticing this for a long time. Mitch McConnell's, just the way that they talk, the way that the things that they say, and now the fact that they just lie about everything that's not on their side and everything that is on their side, and they just expect everybody to just believe it, no questions asked. These people literally have it in their minds now that they're completely in charge, and that they were meant to be in charge, that they're supposed to be in charge, that they are now our gods, essentially.
Yeah, fuck that. I mean, yeah, one time some nobleman approached the king with a thing called the Magna Carta that basically told the king, you don't rule by divine right, motherfucker.
Right.
You know,
right.
we need to get back to that alone. And I hate when I hear the news or anybody refer to them as our leaders, and I'm like, you know, I left my parents' house ages ago. I don't need a fucking leader. I need a representative. I need somebody that can go handle all the legal mumbo jumbo bullshit. And
they keep talking about the Constitution and this and that and the other. You guys have wiped your ass with the Constitution for at least the last 50 years that I know of. You guys, if you had any consideration for the Constitution, every single one of you would resign right now.
Yeah, our one of our state senators, when he's at the state fair, he passes out books of the Constitution. I kind of, now that I've gotten saltier, I've always wanted to just say, hey, quote Article 2, paragraph this, and see how well he knows what he's handing out.
Right.
Because to me, you should be able to read that preamble by rote, you know. If you're in that house, period.
Yeah. Well, actually, one of the things that I agree with Ramaswamy is the civics test. Because after the Vietnam War, when a lot of the protesters were actually protesting properly for our rights and everything like that, they took civics out of the classroom. And of course, even Frank Zappa said, hey man, if you don't know what your rights are, how in the fuck are you going to fight for them?
Yeah.
So that's one of the things I do agree with Ramaswamy, is that we should learn our civics, and not necessarily for a voting purpose, but for the fact that we should know what's in our contract with our country.
Yeah. That's exactly what that is. It's more of a, hey, here are the rules.
Great.
And that means both of you got to, follow. So, anyway, I ran out of shit to say.
Okay. Well, keep up the memes, been banned. We appreciate you being here, and I appreciate you calling. This is what I live for. This is what I've been working for, is getting phone calls and talking about this stuff, because like I say, not everybody can do the live streams and all that. Like I say, I've had compliments just because I'm a chick and can do it, but it takes a lot of work, it takes a lot of time, and it does take a little bit of understanding. And like I say, I had technical difficulties all day today. I'm surprised I haven't shut down at least twice today or stuff like that. But I know everybody can make a phone call, and I know that there's tons.
You got a better sound setup than Ray.
Oh well, this is a vintage. I got, my sister gave this to me. It was actually broken. My husband was able to fix it, but this is a vintage Yeti, a red one, a rare one. I don't know where she even got it. So I've had several offers on it. It's like, nah, I'm not selling it. It has, like the hammer, it has sentimental value now, especially now that my sister is gone.
And and if Ray's out there listening, joke.
Yeah, but I don't know. Sometimes it depends on the room and stuff that you're in too, and I found that sometimes it's even the difference between having a wooden desk and a metal desk, stuff like that. Of course, I run sound all the time with different stuff, being in the music business. So, yeah, we're always experimenting with different interiors.
Isolating grounds.
Huh?
I said isolating grounds. I've known some sound engineers
right.
Fight the 60 hertz hum of
gotcha.
A bad ground somewhere.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We have a bunch of those little ground lifts around just in case.
Yep, everything's got to be at the same potential, or else you will suddenly hear hum.
Indeed.
So, well, thanks for letting me call into your show. And,
awesome. Well, that's what it's all about, and I appreciate you calling in. In fact, you're a first-time caller, aren't you?
Yes.
All right.
I want to say that line.
Awesome.
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Yeah. Got to hear a lot of people saying that. That's the small talk. I guess lots of people have to break the ice that way.
For sure.
People repeat what they hear a lot of times, too.
Oh, yeah. Well, we've all heard it on talk radio shows.
Yep.
So, anyhow, Laura, I'm just going to get back to watching your show and let somebody else speak.
Okay, Bobby.
Have a good night,
or excuse me, I'm sorry. been banned. Sorry about that.
I'll be a Bobby.
He called me earlier. And I was actually looking at his name on here just now. Sorry about that. But you have a fantastic night, and thanks so much for calling, and God bless you.
God bless you, man.
Good night.
Good.
All right. Lady Rock Candy, welcome to the show. I see you in the chat. Salty Tuna, Bobby Digital. Oh, I see that your reset work there. Good. Drunken Rocky's coming up soon. Let's see. All right. We were talking about Russell Brand. And okay, I was the thing about it is like I say, he seems to be coming to know Christ, or at least a higher power, or God. In fact, I've seen videos where he says he can't do without God. So thankful he is repenting, I guess you could say, is found the error of his ways. Greetings, you're on the air. Good night. All right, come on. People. I want to talk to people. I'm already digital enough here. All right. Anyway, especially after this diatribe, this was something that made me proud and was very pertinent.
John, I've not known you long, but I love you already. But I have to say that it's disingenuous to claim that the biases that are exhibited on Fox News are any different from the biases exhibited on MSNBC. It's difficult to suggest that these corporations operate as anything other than mouthpieces for their affiliate owners in BlackRock and Vanguard. And unless we start to...
All right, there's two names right there that probably started perking a few ears that started getting this in. And don't forget, this right here, what you're listening to, happened almost 6 months ago. This is how long it's actually taken them to try and do anything to him now. It took them that long to try and find some chick that was willing, and I'm sure they're paying her all kinds of money like they did Blasey Ford. I noticed she disappeared after all was said and done. So, yeah. Now, I haven't even seen, I've heard that there's a text. But I've heard two things about it. I've heard, on the one hand, this is going to indict him. This is going to prove that he was a terrible person, that he needs to be canceled. And so other people are saying that this exonerates him. So I haven't looked into the text. I haven't seen that. I was trying to get these videos. It took me forever to find these videos.
Brace. And also, mate, like, just spiritually, if I may use that word in your great country, we have to take responsibility for our own perspective. I've been on that MSNBC, mate. It was propagandist nutcrackery on there.
This is what I was just saying. He's been there. He's been actually to the top of that side. To the point where you saw him everywhere. He was very, very popular in, what, the early in 20-teens, I think, or something like that. 2014, 2013, he started coming around in, I think, 2007, like something like that. Like I say, I saw him being pushed on us all the time. I didn't bother to go and see any of his movies or anything like that. The one movie that I did happen to see, like at my sister's house, movie night or something like that, back to the Met or whatever it was, I wasn't impressed. They thought that it was all hilarious and everything like that, and I just thought, this guy's a bum. This guy's a bum. He's a brat. He's somebody that doesn't take responsibility for his own actions, and he, as a star, has a very inflated ego and everything like that, to the point of where they were literally chasing after him. Oh, you got instead of letting him break his contracts and then suing him for it or anything like that, they were chasing his ass, trying to get him to comply with his contracts and stuff like that. I don't understand, because like I say, they made a movie about that too. What the hell? How stupid. However, like I say, he's turned around, and it sounds to me like the way that he speaks, he's found at least a higher power, which is not a bad thing. And he speaks truth. I think this right here is another thing. This right here is probably the one thing that made the ears perk up so much that they started going after him and started trying to find this person. And after 6 months, they did, with the Me Too allegations, where he got, what was it, a letter and an email? They didn't even bother to send him anything registered. I mean, is just the accusations, nothing official anymore. But yeah, I think this right here, this list that he came up with on the same show. Greetings, you're on the air.
Hi, honey. I missed your whole show.
Limited access.
Between my computer wanting to put more of Bill Gates bullshit in it and my daughter-in-law calling me back, wishing us a happy 35th anniversary.
Oh, happy anniversary.
Well, thank you very much. I'm waiting to hear that from the old man, even though I reminded him 2 days ago. Whatever.
Oh, goodness.
Whatever. Hey, I'm hoping everybody's... I've kind of been unplugged, and I want to tell people, too, on our program that, hey, sometimes you just got to unplug from the news and what's going on.
Oh, indeed.
You just can't be razor sharp all the time, because what happens is you get sharp with the people you love, and and then you don't sleep, and other things happen, and you know, it's not healthy to do that.
No.
So I have been unplugged, praise me, for about 4 days, just listening to audiobooks and prepping, but I'm still prepping.
Yeah, Salty Tuna says, "Yep, that'll drive you mad," and it's meant to.
Yep.
That's why you have to have a balance. That's what me and 451 Actual were talking about earlier. You know, in order to do this, I'd love to be able to do this every day, but I'd be here all day, every day, not doing anything but, because I do all of the, you know, video and everything. I do all this stuff all myself, and the thing that takes me the longest is looking for some of these clips.
You betcha. You betcha. And you know, you and Salty are reporting, and I hate to say this, God bless Benny Johnson, but his team is stealing from our team, and he's making it like it's all about him. And it really kind of pisses me off, but Salty says not to be pissed about it because we're all in the same fight. So I'm just like I said, I kind of step back a little bit, and you know, I'll pop into Red Dawn Radio and hey, thank you, Red Dawn, and Tom's podcast with America Float, and I haven't heard. Has anybody heard anything from AC?
American Citizen?
Yes.
Yeah, isn't he usually on Sundays? I'm in church usually, or doing something with my family on Sundays. That's why I don't see him very often. But I think he's on Wednesdays and Sundays. No, but I haven't seen him lately.
Yeah, neither have I.
Reverend Rant.
I've been kind of worried about him.
Reverend Rant.
Been kind of worried about him. So Reverend Rant. So if somebody if somebody knows anything, that'd be great, and let them know that I've been thinking about him and worried about him, because I know that his dad was in so sad shape, and they've had hurricanes coming through there and everything, and you know, I'm just kind of worried about him because I really haven't seen Boiling Point or anything lately. But I'm also not looking real hard because I've kind of backed off of everything just so that I can keep my sanity and keep my family group going, because I've woken up, dude, I've woken up so many people in the family. They're like, oh yeah, okay, take off the tinfoil hat, my lady. We see it, and we're prepping. And we're prepping. And I'm like, well, I'm more than happy to help you do that. And they're like, teach us, master. Okay, what I can, I will.
Well, let's see. According to what I'm looking at here, I don't know how many pages he has, but this one only has 24 followers. And the last live stream I see on here was 2 months ago, but I saw him a couple of weeks ago on Twitter. He did a Wednesday show, but I didn't have time to listen to him. I just saw that he was there. It was like in an afternoon. It was like at noon or 1 in the afternoon or something like that.
Well, and it's been so sporadic, and you know, I don't have his number anymore because I felt like I was getting annoying with him, so I don't have his number anymore. And I've been thinking about him a lot, and I just haven't seen him, and been worried about him and his dad, because he's taking care of an elderly parent.
Right.
You know, so you know how that is.
Oh yes.
You know,
yes.
Right. And I did it from a distance. My sister's there doing it from right there, but I've been doing it for years from a distance, But yeah. So my prayers and thoughts, and everybody that is on the cast tonight, please put your prayers and thoughts out to American Citizen, Reverend Rant, whatever you want to call him. He's a good dude. He's a really good dude.
Yeah.
So and hey, while you can get it, go to your farmers markets, put some stuff up. Hey, this is what the prepper girl's telling you. Hi, honey. While I'm talking on the phone here, my husband just came home from work. He's been working extra hours, so that's a good thing. That's
I was gonna say, you better go see
see
if he brought you a gift for your anniversary. I bet he didn't.
No, he didn't. Nobody. I don't think anybody. He didn't say happy anniversary. So
Aw.
whatever. No worries. No worries. We've been married so long. Whatever.
Yeah, well,
tease
don't
him
forget
about it.
what short memories most men have, too.
I know.
Just kidding.
I'll tease him about it tomorrow. It's no big deal. But hey, if you can find stuff in your markets and stuff, and do yourself a favor, get a dehydrator. Get some jars. Dehydrate stuff and put it in the jars. Sutton's Days, and Prepared Prep. Okay, have they're great on YouTube. They've got videos and stuff how to do this stuff, and it's just like learning. Get yourself a dehydrator. Start dehydrating celery and anything that you actually like to put in stuff. Celery, you can rehydrate. It rehydrates really great. Onion does too. Peppers, any kind of peppers, rehydrate in anything really well. But while you can get them fresh, do it, because it's just the way to go, and have it on the shelf ready to go. Because if you can't get it in the grocery, or it's like $5 a pepper, you don't want to be paying that while you can do it for 99 cents.
Yep. I actually just bought a buttload of garlic bulbs and stuff, and I peeled them all and everything like that. I got I made some different stuff with it, some spread and some stuff, and I got some cloves that I can crush into food and stuff. But then I also took the skins and made garlic powder.
Yes,
it took a while. It took a while, but it in my blender. But I finally got some good garlic powder. It smells good.
Well, as well as you can take those, the skins off of your onions, and your garlic, and even the peelings off of everything. You take it and you put it in a bag, and you put it in your freezer. And then when you want to make broth, vegetable broth, you just put it in your crock pot and let it go for about 7 hours.
Oh, that's a great idea.
And then you got vegetable broth. I usually, it's better to put it in cheesecloth. It's easier to put it in cheesecloth. It's better to leave it just go on its own.
Right.
But then you've got to scoop everything out. Okay. But then you can make soup out of it, or make a roast in that.
Sure.
And then you don't have to rely on the grocery store.
If you can afford a roast. There was somebody today that they were buying. I think 451 Actual said that he saw somebody in the grocery store today paying for some strip steaks, and they were like $90 or something like that. So yeah, if you can afford meat,
we're paying for them on Snap.
Don't know about that.
Well, yeah. So Medicare called me today. Humana called me today saying, "Hey, if you, what do you make? Do you make under $1,660 a month for you and your husband?" And I'm like, "No." "Well, you don't qualify for our program. Goodbye." I'm like,
cold calls for government assistance, huh?
Yeah, in South Dakota. This was a state program. And I'm like, okay.
That's crazy.
That is crazy, because his VA, he's on disability. And my disability is, about $1,700 a month without him working. And we couldn't live on that. We'd be on the street.
Right.
You can't be on the street up in northern South Dakota. Okay, just saying.
No, that doesn't sound like a good idea, especially in the wintertime.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. But
no, that's the reason why they're all on the West Coast and in California and in Texas and other places, because it's warm down here.
You got what you deserve.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have that on my buttons. Yeah,
He
you
doesn't
get what
stand
you
for
deserve.
baloney.
Yeah. Well, they voted
He
for
doesn't
it.
stand
I'm
for
sorry
baloney.
for the ones that didn't, and they're escaping to here and there and everywhere that didn't vote for it, but stop voting for it. And that's all I have to say about that. Anyways, I ended up picking up, like, you got to be careful. Like, my grocery store sells produce that's not at its peak. You know what I mean? Pretty cheap, and I picked up
expired
packages.
stuff?
Well, no, it's like, all right, peppers. All right, red peppers. I like red pepper.
Like ugly
and I
food?
like green pepper that's turned red.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Right,
Okay.
right.
So I don't particularly care for it when it's green. It has that green flavor, and whereas red and yellow and orange and all that doesn't.
Right.
They're more sweet.
I like the purple ones.
But I've never had a purple pepper.
They taste just like the rest of them, but they're cute.
Well, say that 5 times. Peter Pecker. Pack of purple peppers. Say that 5 times. Yeah.
Peter Pecker, huh? Okay.
Peter Pecker.
It's Peter Piper. Yeah. Peter Piper picked a pick of peppers.
It's Peter Pecker. Anyways,
Peter Piper picked a pick of pickled peppers.
So I ended up picking up like 3 packages that had 3 each. And I kind of when they package them like that, a lot of times they'll make the outside look really good and the underside is like not so good.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And
it's like the produce has bed sores.
Right. Well, and they're trying to get rid of it because they know only about half of them peppers are good.
Yeah.
And then even at the farmer's market, I picked up some red peppers this weekend. And inside, I cut it open. Inside, the damn seeds and everything were starting to mold.
Oh.
And I'm like, what the hell? So I will be talking to
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Usually when it gets like that, the seeds actually start to sprout. Mold is not a good sign.
No, it's not. And I rinsed them out and made sure the outsides and everything were good, but I couldn't save the seeds, which kind of bummed me out because they're like local seeds.
Yeah.
Which means they would grow here in South Dakota. But,
right.
And this is like the 2nd time that I've done that. And I'm going to talk to them about it and go, hey, I don't know what you guys are doing.
You're going to go, hey,
you're an asshole.
Hi, Schmegger. No, this is a nice young man. He's very nice. He's probably 20, 21. And I know where he lives because he gave me a bag that I know where he lives.
I see. Hey, you might just want to stop by or drive by his house to make sure that he's actually got a farm.
No, they got a farm,
okay.
Man. No, I'm in South Dakota.
I don't trust nobody no more. And especially if you're getting produce like that, that doesn't sound right to me.
Well, I'm thinking
doing?
That they set it aside in a barn a little bit too long. Is what I'm thinking. It was cool, but maybe not cool enough because we've had really weird weather patterns here. I mean, weird, but not weird. I mean, it happens.
Right.
Where it's been, like, cool, like it's supposed to be in the fall, and then it's jumped up and then gone down at night, and jumped up and gone down at night. So you got really fluctuating temperatures. But we're getting ready to be 60s and less here shortly, according to my phone. So we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, hey, I'm finding that potatoes are pretty good right now. They shouldn't be last year's. So you guys can, with the dehydrator, you guys can go ahead and blanch them real quick, slice them up, put them on the dehydrator, get them nice and crisp, like, scallop potatoes, or I like them diced. I dice up the yellow ones. Oh, they're so pretty too. And then I can make, hash browns out of them, or the Irish potatoes.
Right.
Oh, potatoes O'Brien, whatever, out of them. You don't have to soak them very long, and they come back like really nicely. So again, one of the nice things that I'm finding, I do like putting stuff in jars, but I'm finding that dehydrating things that you like to eat, it weighs less on your shelves, and it'll last longer. And then you're not going with the food companies that are putting all this crap. Look at your labels. They're putting this crap in your food and I work for Pillsbury and Big G. I know they're putting crap in your food.
Oh, yeah.
I know that.
Yeah, they charge you more, and they use cheaper and cheaper fillers and stuff like that, too, that your body doesn't even know what to do with. Stay away from the processed foods if you can, because that's all it is. It's just chemicals anymore. Yeah. In fact, supposedly the natural flavorings that they talk about come out of a weasel's ass or a beaver's ass or something like that. It's supposed to.
God knows. It could be, dog shit. Who knows?
Sawdust.
Who knows?
Dog shit and sawdust. Yep, there's.
And sawdust, exactly, and sawdust. So yeah, no, I'm just saying to people, try to package your own food if you can, and you can keep it. I mean, it might not last for 25 years, 30 years, something like the Aberdeen farms or whatever. But if you look at what they put in stuff, they've got chemicals that will keep that stuff that long.
Right.
So that would be the last resort, honestly. Thrive Life is pretty good, but they're very expensive. Very expensive.
Yeah.
I was gifted enough to they had a milk special on for 2 months that was like, you could make a gallon of milk for like a gallon and a half, I say, for like $6 something. Now they're back up to $16 and something, and I bought some other stuff from them, stuff that my husband won't eat, but I could rehydrate and I would eat. Butternut squash, he doesn't like it.
Yeah,
That's
all the
very
international
good.
coffee creamers and almond milk shit, so gross. Yeah, actually, there's not one little teeny bit of creamer in the cream, in those creams. It's all
no, it's not.
It's all
But
chemicals
creamer?
and it's not. In fact, it's not even high fructose corn syrup anymore. It's some other goop that they put in it now.
You can take that creamer and you can make Cool Whip out of it. My mother taught me how to do it.
Oh, well, now the powdered creamer, that stuff's flammable.
Yep, you can take the powdered creamer, put a little tiny bit of milk in with it, and then some vanilla, and you can make Cool Whip. You just got to whip it up enough.
Oh, you still put milk in it,
Cool
though.
Whip. It's good. It makes Cool Whip. Dude, we were poor.
Cool.
I'm kind of glad now that we grew up poor because I know how to make all kinds of shit.
Yep. Yep, just waiting on the time when the kids that don't know how to do nothing have to come to us for. We'll be there. We'll be their oracles.
I'm hoping I'll live that long, but no, my grandkids are ready to learn how to sew, and and cook and do things and try grandma's soups.
Yeah,
and
well, with as crazy
they
fast as
like-
they've been pushing stuff, it may not take that. We may still be here for that.
Well, I'm hoping I will be. My RA is advancing a lot faster than I would hope it would. But, you know, I just keep trying to teach my nieces and nephews that are, you know, some of them are in their 50s.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not quite 60, so they're, you know, my husband was, you know, the youngest boy. So I mean, the 3 generations of kids, seriously, and the kids that we're out here with were one of the first generations. Actually, Mike, I think, was the oldest. Yeah. So I mean, my nieces and nephews that are out here, like I said, they're in their, you know, my oldest nephew turned 50. So yeah, he's only 9 years younger than I am, but. He's pretty smart.
He should have at least some of our skills, if that's the case.
Yes. The nephews have skills on farming and animal husbandry and fixing vehicles and trucks and things like that. Whereas I've got the gardening skills and I've got, you know, canning skills and stuff like that. They're great with animal husbandry, man. I don't know my ass from a hole in the ground when it comes to animals, but they do. Dogs, cats, chickens, geese, horses, cows. We got it all here.
Great. Yeah, well, make sure you try to keep it. The government's looking for all of it. They want every last little crumb. And again, their mantra, you know what their mantra is? I keep telling everybody this: by any means necessary.
I know, and I think I finally. I mean, my nieces and nephews for the last couple of years have thought that I was kind of cray and tinfoil hat, but the last couple of years they kind of woke up and went, yeah, we should probably have some chickens. So we have chickens and eggs, and then, you know, that same nephew and niece went and got they got milk cows from and we know people. We're good up here.
Right.
As long as we can keep a little bit of a wall. Although I'm more and more my husband keeps telling me, no, they've always been here. No. We have more Hispanics up here. And he's like, they'll either last here or they won't.
Mm-hmm.
Because it gets so goddamn cold.
Yeah, I think some of them are going to have a problem with the cold.
Yeah. Weeks of 50 below up here. And snow and everything.
Right.
So, yeah. They will or they won't. And he's like, well, if they do, and they're willing to work, let them do it. I'm like, I just wish they would come in legally.
Yeah.
That's all I would like. But I'm not going to go in Spanish ask them, hey, are you legal? Tell me your papers.
Yeah.
I'm not that kind of person. I smile at them. Everybody that comes up here is so nice. They're very nice. But I still don't want 10,000 Venezuelans trying to come to northern South Dakota. That won't last. They won't. First winter, they'll be like shooting down south. You guys are going to have them in Texas real quick.
Oh, well, they come through here first, so...
Yeah, well, they might last 6 months here and then come right back down.
Yeah, well, so. it was kind of surreal, I guess you could say, that you had the mayor of New York City talking about, oh, we get how many a month? He was talking about what, 8,000?
What a fucking dick!
I was like, how many are you getting? He's not even getting 1% of the amount that we get down here every month, and it just keeps growing. but he's
What
going to
a
complain
fucking
about.
dick.
He's going to complain about a few that he asked for. He's told everybody, and the entire earth has heard him say, "We're a sanctuary city. Everyone's welcome. Come on down." And then they take him up on his offer, and he's like, "Oh, well, I didn't mean y'all." Well, I'm sorry, but you can't have it both ways. And this is like I say, talk about getting what you deserve. This is what you get when you try to, when you break federal law to try and spite a president that you don't like.
This is what you get when you vote for it. So all them Democrats and stupid squishies is what. Oh God, one of the guys on the Republican side calls them squishies. That's what you get. We're not squishy up here. I mean, all right, if you want to work, we'd like you to come in legally. And Kristi Noem said, hey, if you don't come in legally, you ain't going to work. If you ain't going to work and you start stealing from people up here, you're going to get a baseball bat. You're going to get shot. You're going to get all kinds of shit up here.
Another product of demonetizing the police force and everything else that they want to do. Chicago's done now until they bring back. They now have passed the cashless bail supposedly. So and then they can't figure out why their tax base is leaving.
Well, and here's one thing that I have to say.
Nobody wants to work that hard for that long, only to have some thug that nobody holds accountable come and stick a gun in your face and take it all.
I lived in Minnesota, in Minneapolis and St. Paul for 12 years between the two, and tried to raise my boys there. And I bought a house, and it was a beautiful Victorian. It didn't look beautiful from the outside, but the inside was absolutely gorgeous. It was a wonderful house. I was able to keep it until Obama's bullshit, and my interest rate shot up to where I was paying $860 something to $1,600 a month in like 2 years. I was still paying it, but I couldn't get another. Nobody would loan me anything so that I could get out from under that. I'm like, hey, if I can go back to 800 and something, no problem. And they're like, no, I'll loan you the money, and you can have like $300, but you're gonna have to pay the $16. And I was just like, take the fucking house back. So I left my beautiful home, and I told the people that held the mortgage, I'm like, hey, where do I send the key?
Yeah, if only they would have bailed all of us out like they did the banks and the insurance companies that failed that year. After being forced to take loans and things like that nobody had any business even taking out, they would never have been able to pay them back. And not one of them did either. Every one of them lost their houses.
I had neighbors, and one in particular, right next door. The dad and the mom were great, but the girl that was probably in her 20s, and this is back in 2005, 6, she hated us. Because we were white and moved in right next door to her. And my kids suffered. They had been mugged at least 4 times in that 5 years that we lived there. My youngest son, who was like 8 or 9, had been mugged by...
Hello?
Dude.
Oh, okay.
From Chicago or whatever. And he's like, I don't think they were from here. And it always happened on the holidays when people were visiting or whatever. But there was so much racial tension there in the neighborhood, even though it was like 1/3 white, 1/3 Hmong, Vietnamese or whatever, and 1/3 black. There was so much racial tension, and the political parties were driving it. And I didn't realize until recently that, that's kind of what it was.
Right.
But
well, they've politicized everything. They literally have their fingers in every little aspect of our lives these days.
Well, I mean, my son was in school, and he was actually in special classes, and they did his evaluation or whatever. He was in 6th grade, and he was in between a 2nd grade and a 3rd grade level. And they're like, no, that's okay. I'm like, no, it's not. No, it's not. So I pulled him out, and his brother, who was in high school, and myself, we homeschooled him for 2 years and brought him back up to grade level plus. Because the teachers weren't teaching him. They were throwing him into a room and abusing him.
Yeah.
We found out. Yeah. So fuck Minneapolis and everything. You got what you fucking voted for and whatever. Just don't come here. I hate when I see Minneapolis plates here. I hate it.
Tyler Zed is in Minneapolis. Or he's in Minnesota. I know he's in Minnesota. He said that he talks about the winters up there too.
They can be rough. I mean, even in Minneapolis, and I came from Colorado to Illinois for a couple of months and went to Minneapolis, and I was in southern Colorado, and I've been all over the country, but yeah, those first few winters that I was there in downtown Minneapolis, where the wind just went through. It was like a tunnel, and but there was also great points where, I mean, they had the farmers market on the one street and stuff. I bet you they don't know more. I don't know. I don't go to Minneapolis anymore. I don't even like going to Sioux Falls or Aberdeen or anywhere.
I don't blame you.
Anywhere. I'm good where I'm at. I know who I know, and I'm good where I'm at. I got lots of family here, and it's a pretty good little big town, and they keep growing. Oh, just like Fountain did in Colorado.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that scares me, is they're trying to make us a 15-minute city, and we might be.
Yep. They're trying. Don't be surprised if some place over there where the poorest people live gets burned down somehow or something. Or a train derailment, or you see what they're doing.
You betcha. I do, but no, it's kind of not like that here. I mean, they're just building. They're building a lot here. But there's a lot of jobs here too, and that's why I keep telling the Patriots, hey, I know it's South Dakota, it gets really cold, a lot of snow, blah blah blah. There's jobs here and good people here.
Yeah.
And the bad people aren't going to stay here because they're not going to put up with the cold.
Right.
Not a big deal. And they're not going to put up with people. We have open carry here.
Right.
Oh, you can't open carry in Walmart. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. South Dakota state law says I can.
Yep.
You can ask me not to, but if I don't choose to. And that's what my husband had to tell. He worked in the deli, and there was a few people that said to him, oh, my God, you see that gun on their hip? He's like, yep. This is an open carry state. They're allowed to do that.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we're selling our 1973 Ford F-250, and I'm hoping that one of our relatives will buy it for cash and or guns, ammunition, and bows and arrows.
So you're looking to make a horse trade for a vehicle.
You betcha.
There you go. That's the way it's going to be. That's the way it's got to be. Get used to doing that. It's easy to do. And actually, I think it's better sometimes.
Well, and it's family. And I this is my father-in-law's truck.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and he bought it brand new in 1972. And
one owner. That's a rarity nowadays. One owner.
Right. Well, him and then my husband, and then we can pass it on to one of the other band warmer boys.
There you go.
So, hoping so. Oh, I shouldn't have said that name. Oops. Hey, shut up. We'll be all right. I ain't even worried about that. Well, girl, I'm going to have to go back and listen to the show because my computer did a really weird reboot thing, and I was just hoping I'd be able to talk to you. And I wanted to say hi to everybody. And, hey, keep prepping, man. Just keep prepping.
Yep.
And my big suggestion is find a way to get a dehydrator. You don't have to get one of them freeze dryers because, gosh.
Sparky actually sounds interested. He wants to know what cab style does your truck have?
F-250 Custom.
F-250 Custom.
With the 396.
Okay. You heard that, Sparky?
2 tanks, 15-gallon and 25-gallon. So, yeah. Dude, Sparky, you're not going to get away from my nephew. He drove it around and he's like, yeah, it was kind of cool driving Grandpa's truck. So
it probably, with the nice engine and with 73, it doesn't have all that pollution shit on it. It's easy to fix.
Nope. Yep.
No computers, all that other. The only problem I have now is that they've changed the gas so much. It's basically the new gasolines eat the engine out.
It'll ride any kind of gas you want to put. Leaded, unleaded, ethanol, whatever. And you're right. It doesn't have all that computer shit.
Right.
Why do you think I kept it?
Yeah, I missed my 71 Charger. I actually was able to work on that car because it didn't have any of that pollution crap or any of the computer stuff or all that other junk on it. It was a motor.
Oh my God.
It had a carburetor, it had spark plugs, that kind of thing. No fuel injection shit.
I grew up in a 1969 and a half Charger.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. I love that car. My dad would race that with a 318 and torque plate. Oh my God, my dad would race people all the time, even with all of us in it. Oh Jesus. Good memories.
Yep.
All right, my dear. Hey, again, I'm a boring person to talk to. Hey, prep. All right, real quick. There is a couple of things on Walmart that people might want to check into. Look at the Vigo, rice and stuff. They've got like a rice and seafood thing. 12 little dinners that you can get for like $30 or something like that, but it's got a lot of protein and a lot of other stuff in it. Same thing with the Vigo, 12 packs of rice and stuff, the red beans and rice, the Cuban.
Are you saying Vigo? V-I-G-O? Vigo?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Like Walmart has it cheaper than Amazon on the Italian.
That must be a northern brand. I never see Vigo down here. I remember seeing it in Miami, but I don't see it down here very often.
I don't know what it is. It's. I think that a lot of the Vigo stuff was like Nolans stuff, beans and rice, and Cuban beans and rice. So it's probably east of you.
Well, that's why I say I remember seeing it in Miami. It's actually in a city in Galicia, Spain. You're saying Vigo, right?
Right. Yes. Yes. So some of the Spanish stuff that they've got is it's like a beans, rice, and stuff in like one of them. I don't know how you.
Yeah, Vigo. Actually, to be honest with you, looking at the packages, that looks like a product of that other Spanish that other Spanish food products that they were trying to boycott. What was it? The black beans and stuff like that. This looks like another version of that company.
Well, one of the ones that I'm going to get, I haven't tried it yet, so I can't vouch for it, but I've looked at the nutrients and I've looked at what they put into it. It's like God, how do you say, a Spanish Mediterranean, like, not soup, but chowder.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best way to put it. And it's in the things like you would get your milk in,
right?
Your shelf-stable milk in the cartons. So, and it's, it's going to be good for at least a year or better, because
Goya.
Honestly,
that was the name I was trying to look. This looks like an outsource of Goya, or another product that Goya might actually make.
Yes.
The packaging looks very similar.
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah,
Vigo. I used to make Vigo yellow rice when I lived in Miami. That's why I say I don't see it here, but the saffron rice was always pretty good. The only reason why I had to quit though is because they put MSG in it. I can't do MSG.
Yeah, MSG kind of. Although some of the rices don't have as much of the MSG in them, just so you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so other people know. I am able here to find the cilantro lime, and then the roasted chicken, and then the rice that you were talking about, the yellow Mexican rice, for $1 a package.
Oh yeah, Vigo was our cheap food when I was in my apartment by myself long time ago.
Yep, you betcha. Yeah,
that's why I recognized it, but I don't see it down here. Like I say, it must be an eastern or a northern product, because I don't see it here in Texas at all.
Right. And I actually happened to find a package of the black beans and rice. It's the Cuban blend.
Yeah.
On clearance at one of my
food.
stores. On clearance, because I don't know if they got it accidentally or, it was the last one or whatever. But my husband and I tried it, and I liked it so much that I was like, oh. And then I looked at the nutrition on it, and it was really good.
Mm-hmm. I love Cuban food.
Dude, this is, Vigo black beans and rice on Amazon. It's a couple of dollars a package, like I don't know, like $2.16, but you get all the spices, everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's all good, and it's so delicious. I opened up the case, and I ended up cutting a couple of the packages. So I ended up giving my son those packages. And I put the other ones away, and he's just like, oh, I love it. my daughter-in-law's like, oh, it didn't settle well with me. And I'm like, all right, well, I bought some more. But I'm going to try to buy this seafood chowder kind of stuff because it was reasonable as far as I'm concerned for being shelf stable and having a lot of protein in it.
Right.
Oh, God.
Well, you can freeze dry those little shrimp. Those work.
I don't have a freeze dryer. I only have like a dehydrator. The freeze dryer.
Excuse me, not freeze dryer. Yeah, dehydrator. But however they do it, in fact, they used to call those, what did they used to call those? Sea monkeys.
Well, sure. That's funny.
But they got the dried shrimps and stuff like that. In fact, that actually is a product that you see in New Orleans quite a bit.
I did actually take and can shrimp. Just so you know, yes, you can can shrimp.
Right.
But just so you know, when you can shrimp, it's gonna kind of shred.
Yeah.
So when you go to use it, it will be good it won't be like shrimp to eat like that, you know. It'll be good for like a shrimp salad or to throw shrimp in a dish or something like that.
Right,
but,
right.
Yeah, you can shrimp. And I'm getting ready to try to can some ahi tuna. I'll let you know.
Okay.
According to my 1983 ball, dude, everybody that can, go get the older canning books because the newer ones don't show what you can actually can and how to do it.
Right. Oh, I'm like I say, it sounds to me like they got political with that too. They don't want you to know the truth about some of this stuff. I've been learning things about the chaga mushroom, and I've been learning things about lion's mane and a lot of this stuff. And again, this is all stuff that comes from nature that's edible, that's actually good for you. In fact, the lion's mane, they call that the forest chicken or something like that, I think.
Yeah. Surprise. Surprise.
Oh, I'm not surprised. Yeah. They've been doing this since Rockefeller figured out that you can make medicine with petroleum products, and then they found every way they could to make money with that and make quacks out of people that have been using these remedies for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years.
Yep, that's true. And that's why, everybody needs to try to go, that's interested, needs to try to go to their local thrift stores, go through the book section and see if you can find books on herbal remedies and things like this. I got lucky years ago when somebody's mother died and she ended up getting, do you remember them books that you could make where you bought the cards like every month?
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember those. I still have one somewhere. The plastic thing that you flip up and everything with all the different...
Well, you would open up the 3-ring folder and put the cards in them so that you could, use them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think my grandmother had that.
All right. Thanks for making me feel old.
My grandmother bought everything that was as seen on TV, so nothing...
I did some of it, but, this gal had bought some of the herbal stuff and then a lot of the gardening stuff with herbal stuff in it. Oh, he was giving it away for free. He was glad to have it taken off his hands because she died and they were kicking her out of the place.
Yeah.
It was sad. It was sad. I felt bad for him, but it really helped us out because I managed to keep it. But yeah, anything that you can do, the lost ways of whatever, it's kind of worth it, but kind of not.
Also, too, I suggest if you have a grandmother or someone like that still alive, go talk to them. Go learn from them. Go check out, because I mean, there's life hacks. People have been doing life hacks forever and ever and ever, and a lot of them still work, especially when it comes to nature and the way that they used to do things. In fact, I've been seeing memes that says you're gonna find out real quick why your grandma saved tinfoil and bacon grease.
I already do.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was gonna say, for for people our age, we know that, we grew up on that, and we probably, I mean, it's going to be an inconvenience, but if we have to go back to that, it's not going to be.
Well, hey,
we're gonna know. We're gonna know how to do it.
Everybody needs to know you can get that brisket for $3.99 a pound, and you go, it's got all that fat on it. Cut that freaking fat off of it.
Mm-hmm.
Render it, and you can make beef tallow.
Yeah, they're actually, I've been seeing videos come up on my feeds lately too about making beef tallow. You spend about maybe $15 in the butcher shop with all the fat and everything like that, and you just boil it down till it melts, and then strain it a couple of times.
You can buy the shit from Walmart for $3.99 a pound. Cut it off yourself, and then hey, anybody that wants, I will give them the recipe to make that brisket. Cut it up and corned beef it. Mm-hmm. Anybody that don't like corned beef, hey, whatever. You can put that brisket on the grill. Go for it. But take that fat off and tallow it down, because you can make chicken, turkey, anything.
Yeah, well, like a lot of people, the people that I'm seeing on there that are making this, the reason why they're starting to make it is because they're finding out that the seed oils are actually toxic for us. But tallow is good cooking oil. It turns into good cooking oil, and it's got the right nutrients for us.
Yep. I agree. Anything other than olive oil, honestly, and because of what's happened in everywhere with the olive trees, which I think is planned again. But I got my tinfoil hat on. Yeah.
Well, I'm seeing this actually. A lot of that is examples of the fact that people some people become successful. It's the same thing. The same premise as when I was talking about Eminem the other day. Basically, these people have made their fortunes. They've gotten their whatever it is that they've worked for, and then they try to stop everybody else from doing the same thing. They don't want anybody else to get theirs as well.
Oh, that Shmigo's lucky that I can't smack the shit out of him, because I grew up on 8 Mile in Southfield. Don't even try. You moved to Texas, and I grew up on 8 Mile. No, he didn't. His mother was smart enough to pull them up and move them in the Great White Flight to Texas and get him the hell out of Detroit.
Right.
Whereas my family, we got to the suburbs, but my family had to still come into the city to make money. So
yeah.
And I had lots of friends.
Well, he's one of those examples. He got rich and famous and everything like that, and then he decided that he was better than everyone else. Started lecturing everybody else and trying to tell everybody else. And like I say, to me, it was an example. It sounded like a jealous rant to me, especially going off on Trump like he did. But
Madonna, same thing, and same thing with all of them.
Okay, so you got a lot of money, and now you think that you're better than everybody else, and you're going to tell now you're going to bite the hands that fed you all these years and everything like that. Go for it. You can go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got famous and rich, and you let the shit go to your head. In fact, I guarantee you, he doesn't remember.
Everybody feels like that, and other than like Kid Rock, they're like, Kid Rock didn't do shit. Oh, you saw him with a Budweiser or whatever. Fuck off. Really, Kid Rock has always been outspoken, and Kid Rock fucking rocks because he really grew up in Detroit.
Hal says that Eminem was a dickhead living in a Clinton Township trailer. He's not from 8 Mile. Yeah, and like I say, he's another good one to talk to. I can remember when he was going through all of that.
Brush it. Oh, hell. Oh, I'm so sorry, dude. It's not brush it, nigga. Woo!
He says Kid Rock is awesome. Yes, he is. But again, he, keep it in perspective. He's still just a human being. He puts his pants on one leg at a time, just like the rest of us schmucks do. I was going to say, he's better at what he does, but I bet you any amount of money he sucks at other things.
Kid Rock has somebody helping him with his pants on, and that's all right, too, because he earned it.
He still only has 2 legs.
No, he's got 3.
Okay. Actually, you can't.
Anyhow.
Actually, you can't call that a leg. Even though you call it a leg, that doesn't make it one. Who was it? Lincoln said that. He asked the question. I show you a dog that has 4 legs and a tail, and I tell you that it has 5 legs. How many legs does it have? And a bunch of people are like, "Oh, 5, 5," and it's like, no, he has 4 legs and a tail. You can call the leg a tail, but that doesn't make it a leg.
Well, I'm thinking that nigga has a big enough dick that he has an extra leg, but, whatever.
Okay.
Whatever.
I don't think you can call him a tripod, and it's still not a leg.
Yes, he could be a tripod, and I'm sure he's listening. I'm sure.
Yeah.
So.
Yep, Eminem is hanging on my every word.
Well, if he's not, I will alert him to your presence, my dear. I love you guys. I'm gonna let you go, and I'm gonna try to flip back into the stream because my computer did some weird shit earlier, and I missed 3/4 of it until I called you.
Oh, okay. Well, you can always it'll be posted, so you can always go back. I got a lot of phone calls today. I didn't really get to talk about much of the stuff that I had prepared, but I only prepare it just in case I don't get a phone call. So that's the whole point, getting phone calls.
That's
Eminem
awesome.
is a candy ass bitch. He is now.
Well, one of the things I want to tell people is I've been getting some decent potatoes and stuff that aren't full of that fungus or whatever that we had this last year. So you can blanch them for like 6 minutes and then put them on your dehydrator and then get them on your shelves dehydrated, and they're awesome. They're awesome.
A little salt, make some potato sticks.
Potato sticks. I like to do them. All right, so I got one of them slapper cutters. You know what I'm talking about? That has the bowl underneath it, and you chunk them. Dude, that works so good, so good. I'll do that first, and then blanch them real quick, and then put them on the dehydrator. And the yellow potatoes, the golden, work the best for anything. Russets work really good for shredded potatoes, so that you can, make shredded potatoes. Hash browns for your breakfast. And then they also work really good for do them a little thicker. Don't do them super thin, but don't do them super thick either.
Chips?
Oh, goodness. Well, not chips. Yeah, chips, but scalloped.
Oh, gotcha.
Or potato. Because you can make either or with them, and though they take up a little bit more on your shelf, they don't weigh as much.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because if I put them in if I do my potatoes and I put them in jars and they got all the water and stuff in them, they weigh a lot. And even though these shelves say, oh, oh, 750 pounds. Yeah, right. For about, I don't know, 6 months, and then they bow, and then they twist, and then you're going to have issues. Just saying. Right. Yeah, I've got all my tomatoes in the house now because they've been telling me that my balcony's going to be done for like 2 weeks now. And it's a good thing that they did because it's been kind of cold at night, and maybe I'll get more tomatoes. But, you know, wish me good luck.
Good luck. You're doing better than I am with the tomatoes, I'll tell you.
Girl, I'll send you some more tomato seeds. Okay. And do you like the yellower ones that are like pear shaped?
Tomatoes?
Mm-hmm.
Never had them.
All right, maybe I'll send you some of them. I find they don't have a lot of flavor, but I've been cutting them up and dehydrating them anyways to put them in, I don't know, maybe chili or something.
Maybe a different kind of sauce or something like that. That sounds cool.
Something.
If I can get them to grow, I'll experiment with them for sure.
All right. Well, and I'll send you some instructions with what I've learned, but you are like a lot south of me, so it might be different.
Yeah.
Just keep them damn illegals out of your damn garden. All right, honey, I love you bunches. I've taken up too much of your show, and I'm looking forward to listening.
Oh, okay. Well, it's 10 o'clock. Actually, we are over an hour. So actually, after your phone call, unless someone else calls, I'm ending the show. But I will have a devotional like I always do. I always end the show with.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Tell him I'm sorry.
Oh, no worries.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Nah, if it was a problem, I would have cut you off a long time ago. You know that.
All right. Well, I miss you guys. I love you guys. I'm sorry. I've just been kind of disconnecting just to kind of get my head on straight again and keep on plodding through, you know.
That's all you can do, one day at a time.
You betcha.
Well, glory to urine anyway.
Glory to... all right, I'm going to have to go kick his ass for not wishing me a happy anniversary. I love you bunches.
Okay,
Bye.
yeah, go celebrate your anniversary. Thanks for calling.
All right, bye.
Good night. God bless. All right. She's always good for a laugh, and she also has very good information when it comes to prepping. You get prepping, at least if nothing else, because you never know. It might not be a government thing. It might be a natural disaster. It might be somebody else's mistake. You never can tell if you're going to, when you're going to need this stuff. So it's one of those things where it's better to have it and not need it, and then need it and not have it. And of course, you've been seeing the glory to urine here. I hope that's on purpose. I really do. But knowing the incompetence going on in the world that we've been upholding and literally uplifting mediocrity and don't give a fuckness when it comes to spelling and everything like that, and of course diversity hires as far as that goes too. It's kind of weird. I don't know. I don't know if Hal says let's send them some urine. I'm sure they've got plenty of their own. In fact, isn't that what they used in some of those cluster bombs? I don't know. But yeah, like I say, glory to urine. Again, I hope that's on purpose. I hope we find out whether it was on purpose or not. But then again, it's not one of the more important things out there. Unless, of course, like I say, the stupidity is going to be our downfall as far as that goes. All right, I know we went over, but I always like to end with Marmari or some kind of devotional to our Lord and Savior. And I can't think of a better person than him so far. I have a few people that I've listened to and everything like that, but somehow or another, I never find them again. But he is always consistent, and it seems like you can depend on him. So a quick 2.5 minute devotional before we shut down the show.
Let me tell you this. I do not care what you believe in. I do not care what religious background you come from, and I'm speaking out of love, but I'm speaking like a sword, sharper than a sword. Let me assure you, my dear friend, I will put my life on the line for what I'm saying. I will never blink twice. I will never rethink about this. I will say it with 100% confidence. There is only one God in heaven. His name is Jesus Christ of Nazareth, period. Jesus Christ is the real deal. He did literally come over 2,000 years ago to the land of Israel. He was born in Bethlehem. He was raised in Nazareth. He was crucified at the age of 33 and 4 months. And he was buried. He rose from the dead on the third day as he promised. He went up to heaven and sat at the right hand of the Father. He is God revealed in the flesh, the creator of everyone and everything that is visible and invisible. He owns everything, and everything is in the palm of his hand. His name is the living Messiah. His name is Jesus Christ of Nazareth. There is no other God. I am saying it out of love, but with a loud voice in the wilderness of this world, because people are living in darkness without Christ. No one takes you to God except Jesus. Let me make this clear and very clear. No one takes you to God except Jesus Christ, period. For he is the way, the truth, and the life. No Buddha, no Muhammad, no Krishna, no Moses, no one. It is Jesus.
Okay, they cut that off. They cut it off pretty quick. But he says this. It is Jesus. You're welcome. Limited access. You appreciate that. Okay. Let's see. We got to talk about Lauren Boebert. What's her face? What doesn't Salty call her, like Lauren Boebert or something like that? She does have some big gazongas. Of course. I don't know. Will I get sued for sexual abuse for that? She's got big tits. What can I tell you? I mean, I have them too. I guess, as you can say, they've made it to a point of where if you actually have the affliction or whatever it is, you can talk about it. So I can talk about it. Real quick update. The New Mexican governor supposedly gave up on the gun, what did she do? The gun ban or whatever like that. But don't be surprised if it pops up in some secret somewhere, some law somewhere that doesn't have anything to do with it at all. They do that all the time too. Just because she's given up this fight doesn't mean she's giving it all up, because this is obviously what she believes in. All right, that's about it for me tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Thanks so much for the phone calls. Thank you so much for the comments, the support, everything else, the shares, everything else that you did for me. I hope to see you guys on next Thursday. I wish you peace, love, health, and music as always. And of course, God bless you, and God bless America. And until next time, AMF.